Trying to decide if I'm hearing everything twice or not. Hope not. Well, we'll see how this goes. Also not sure what the right amount of sharpness is. I feel like there might be too much of my cam on the left. I don't know what I want to do there, but it's something different. Too many new things in one day. I guess I won't overly fixate on that. What up, Dune? Dune, can you help me out and just like tell me how the sound is as you notice it? Or don't notice it, I guess. Hey, Vittorio. Hey, Gravemind. Oh, have I come in right at the start of a Marshy stream? You have. Hi, Salem. Hey, Beholster. Hey, Hee-Hoo. Hey, Marshy. It's been a while since I caught a stream. I'm currently on the bus getting home from college. Hope you have a good stream. Well, I hope you have a good ride home on the bus from college. And there's that. Wow. Yeah, I guess the Ultra is a little wiggity long, so I gotta go. Yeah, not quite as crisp, but it doesn't have as much of the yucky curdling at the bottom. Still a lot better than what I had before, which looked terrible on my monitor. Man, is that just as bad? There's not too much scrolling I'm going to be doing, so hopefully it won't matter too much. Alright, well, I didn't like any of those Wonder Trades. So if I go to my decks, I've hit the limit. Alright, what do I not want? This is a content deck that I'm not going to play again anytime soon. And when I do, I'll want to redo it. This is Dragonite Frostmoth, which I didn't even realize I had assembled. But yeah, I don't want to play that anytime soon. Oh, did I? No, never mind. Never mind. And then we have... What is this? Oh, this is, yeah, this is Duty. That was a failed attempt at Wheezing. I'm gonna play a Wheezing deck today at some point, I think. Hi, Martian with hat and glasses. Yeah, I'm all over the place these days, aren't I? You 1 out of 5 the Chansey? Nice. Nice! Yeah, I don't really want to play the Golem deck again anytime soon. I guess I don't want to play the Melmetal deck. Maybe I'll leave it for now. And then this I definitely don't want to play again. This was interesting, but I feel like Pidgeot is bound to have a better partner. But... Oh, I did kind of want to play this. Alright, we can maybe use that as a third deck. Alright, so I wanted to make Monarchy. Have I played an Eevee deck? I have not. Like with all the Eevees? I haven't played with any of the Eevees, but I don't think I have enough of them for one. I wish they let you use emulators to play this, you know? This is better than my last thing, just because my last one was so fuzzy, but having these, like, distortions near the bottom is a little bleh. Also, I do like the idea of this mouse for being able to, like, you know, before when I was looking at my iPad, I was doing a lot of this, right? But now when I have it on the screen, I can look at the screen, which is good. But I don't love, you know, it's definitely a lot less fluid with the dragging. How do you guys like the music balance? Is it okay? Is it too loud? Hi, Mr. Boo. Thanks for accepting an invite. I managed to get a Pikachu EX from the Wonder Pick. Nice! Alright, sick. Yeah. I ended up purging everyone that wasn't, you know, that I added for that. So, like, you're probably not on my friends list anymore, but that pack was so good, I really wanted to share it with people. So, next time I get a really good pack like that, I'll put out the friend code to add people again. Sounds good to you guys? Alright, cool. It's good? Alright, well, if it ends up seeming loud, please tell me. Right. So there's that. And we need to craft an arena. Unlucky. But I thought I needed to craft one of them. Then, do we Meowth for the last one? Because I feel like 4 basics isn't enough. We also need to find lots of stuff, right? So, here are my fancy Nidoking and Nidoqueens. I guess I'll run Meowth just to find all my evolutions. We'll see how that goes. So then, I know I'm going to want X-Speed and Pokeball and Professor Oak, and then we have exactly 1 slot left over. How much damage does Nidoqueen do? No! I just wanted to look at it. 50 more for each of your bench Nidoking. So, already doing 130, which is 1. Just trying to decide how important Sabrina is. I do feel like I need the X speeds and stuff. And Nidorino has 2 retreat costs. It's a little brutal. So I think if I'm cutting anything, I'm cutting Meowth. And I feel like Meowth is a good Pokemon for this. Because we need to find so many things. You low-key kind of like the music of this game? I do too. It's pretty cool. Oops. I added something. It's alright. We'll delete it in a second. I can't make a pack, right? I can make a pack. Alright. Well, maybe we'll high roll a Nidorina here and we won't have to craft it. Maybe one Sabrina to slow opponent down. I don't really care about slowing them down. I do care about helping my knockouts. Like, I like to have some way to access the bench. Alright, did not get the Nidorina. But yeah, if I was going to cut anything, it would be a Meowth. I'd cut like 1 Meowth for a Sabrina, but maybe I'll just play and see how it goes. Twitch notifications failed. You hate to see it. Hate to hear it. Hate to spagoot it. We'll get to dark eventually, don't you worry. Alright, here we are. Complete my deck, please. Yay! Oh. Wow. That was cool, I guess. Okay, back to the deck. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the mouse, so might take me a second. Owen Wilson, is that you? Yeah. Okay. We want minus Ditto. Accidentally put a Ditto in. I feel like this Ditto is so awkward. It'd be cool if it, like, could use the energy of, like, any energy would count, but the way it is so awful. Like, there's no rainbow energy access in this game. It's just terrible. There you are. Okay. And we'll save that, and we'll go battle. Alright, let's see how this goes. Going first. Which actually isn't too bad in this, I think. Starting with Nidoran male is sad. Please make Holy Wrath Paladin. I actually can't play Holy Wrath in this game, if you can believe it. If you can believe it. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba. Hey, Tristan. Alright, there's Nidoran number 2. Alright, well, we have all the... Oh no, we have a... Alright, so we can evolve one. Hopefully we get either a Meowth or Nidoran female by next turn. Please make Holy Wrath Nidoran. Alright, alright, I'll make Holy Wrath Nidoran. If anyone can do it, it's me. That's a bummer. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna start powering up this one. A little bit of a disaster, right? Because I can't X-Speed with this unless I get a second one. I guess I can X-Speed and use the energy. What's his retreat cost? Oh my goodness. Alright, so if they get a second lightning Pokemon for their bench, I think I'm toast. Oh no. Oh no. Brutal. Brutal! I think this deck is so good. The Pikachu deck. It's also very fun, I think. Depending on how you build it. If you don't run any Lieutenant Surge in your Pikachu deck, I don't think it's nearly as fun. Oh. Well, this will be good if they don't play a third Lightning Pokemon, but if they do, I think I just... Oh. Well, yippee. That's great. Maybe. Man. So, does he survive another hit? Goes from 90 to 150. It'll have 60, so it'll be at 90. It would take another hit if they don't have another... If they had another Lightning Pokemon, they'd have played it right. So we're relying on them not top-decking something. And if we get to attack once, we can at least knock it out with Nidoran, right? This is a pretty hopeless game. I'm not gonna pretend it isn't. If they knock out Nidoqueen, I'm gonna concede. But yeah, I guess I feel like trying to get one hit off with the Nidoqueen is gonna be better than retreating into the Nidoran, you know. Because, like, what am I going to do after that? After they definitely knock out the Nidoran, other than lose. Also, I'm back to, like, needing to thank everyone every time. Because they refreshed that part of the shop that requires that currency. You're enjoying Wheezing Dragonite? I think Wheezing Dragonite is really fun. I like Misty Dragonite better, but... Particularly with the Articuno, but... Like, not the EX Articuno. But I think Dragonite is really fun. Do you think the power level would stay around the same for the base set for, like, future sets of Pokemon Pocket? Do you mean, like, as time goes on, do I think the power level is going to stay the same? If the TCG is any indication, no, the power level is going to go up, you know, periodically. I managed to get a Pikachu deck, managed to get 2 Pikachu EXs, the ones are in the Pokemon Garden. Oh yeah, the art is so pretty. Yeah, I got 2 of those too. Still haven't pulled a single Blastoise. My Pikachu luck is through the roof. I have so many Pikachu. But I can't pull a Blastoise to save my life. I'm not spending 500 points. A, because, you know, who's going to have 500 pack points to spend on something? But also, that just sounds like I'm flushing all my pack points down the drain if I did have that much. Alright, so my opponent doesn't feel like letting me use supporters next turn, and frankly, I take a bit of offense to that. And boop. How does the game look to you guys? Like, just the quality of the image. How does it look? I think, well, nothing's happening. It looks really good. When is it acceptable to use pack points? I think it's... So, the chance that you'll get any one card in this game is barely different, right? So, like, I think the most common things are 2% pull rate, and the least common things are 0.4% pull rate. So, like, the difference between pulling anything... Like, once you get to, like, the non-fancy version of something, that gap closes really fast between the 2% and the... Like, I think it's, like, 1% for an EX or something like that. So, you're pretty likely... You're about as likely to get an EX from a pack as you are to get a common. However, a common costs 35 pack points and an EX costs 500 pack points. So you should be spending your wonder trades and like choosing packs. Like you want to choose packs that have the EX you want, and you want to wonder pick for your EXs and rares. They're not gonna hurt this turn, are they? No, right? Sure. And then you want... Oh, they are gonna hurt it. Okay, well, I'm stupid. I didn't ever imagine that they would evolve it. Alright, so I think I just lost this game for being stupid. But, you know, someone had to be. Might as well be me, you know what I mean? Alright. So, my point is, it's better to use pack points on commons and uncommons you're missing, because it's so much, like, you get so much less value for your pack point when you... I just lose, right? Yeah, it is. You get so much less value for your pack point when you go for an expensive card, whereas if you hunt for those cards out of packs and wonder trades, you have like the same chance of getting a common in those situations. So that's my strategy. I forgot to think. Nidoqueen and Nidoqueen have questionable design choices. It was set up to fail. I think there's a chance that, like, as the game gets more cards, that it's gonna even out. Like, I don't think that things like this are gonna stink inherently forever. Giant Marshall stream? I am the most giant Marshall. What's your most proud card you pulled? Like, in this game, I don't know that I'm proud of any card. I think the Pikachu in the garden, like the extended art Pikachu, I think is maybe my favorite looking card. But you know, they're digital cards, so I don't really, you know, I don't treasure them like I do physical cards. Yeah, disc economy is pretty bad. I think it's okay as long as you, like, understand it and make choices accordingly. Alright, now it's time to find out if we have a skill issue. No, our opponent has a skill issue. The amount of time it takes for a concession to go through is a bit jarring. Yeah. Chat, we found things to evolve. Look at this. Alright. Actually, I don't know why I benched to Nidoran female, right? Hard to say. Should I be powering this up or should I be paydaying? Oh, you want to know if you can use it? Yeah. I'm not sure I made the right choice. Smack. Ooh, boo, boo, boo. Sorry, one moment. I've somehow opened 2 extended arm Mewtwo EX and no guard wire, and I'm mad. I know, no, you're that's just how the game works, right? Like you're gonna encounter a point with something where you're gonna have 3 copies of the rarest thing that goes in that deck and no copies of the common one, just because the difference between pulling a common and a rare is so minimal that it's barely a rare. It's mostly just a rare when it comes to how you spend pack points on it. Alright, so having the Meowth active I think was good just because it's gonna take us a second here to recover from that red card. I wonder if I'm gonna maybe set up a sacrificial Nidorina. I think a Sabrina would be really bad for me here, right? Like if they Sabrina'd me, and I guess it wouldn't be too bad if I found an X speed. No, it would be bad, just period. Yeah, I should, like, not bench to Nidoran female in the future. At least while I have a Meowth out. Meowth seems necessary for this, but it also seems bad. Like, do we just have to high roll slow starts to make this work? Hey, Erna bro. Hi, Master Martian. First time catching you live. Love your content. Sadly, I'm not interested in Pokemon Pocket. Unlucky. Alright, not having the Sabrina there was good. Alright, I send this up. That's our sacrificial Nidorina. We have our second Nidoking incoming. Man, the Meowth chip damage mattered, right? Because Nidoqueen deals 130 with one Nidoking. Huh. Oh, we have Barkley over. Do you want to come up? Yeah, come up. So here he is. Say hi. But don't actually say hi, because that would hurt their ears. Yeah, we have Barkley over. So, he's chilling. He wanted to sit in my lap, which I guess is pretty cool. This is probably a bit biased, but I feel like Nidoking and Nidoqueen are the types of Pokemon you could get specific acceleration to via supporter. Oh, absolutely. That'd be cool. That could have been a Giovanni thing. Oh my goodness, the skill issue! My opponent is terrible at this! What are they doing? Getting 2 tails on Misty. Is that an IRL Pokemon? It is, yes. Isn't it? Isn't it, Barkley? It definitely feels that way, yeah. It might be cool to have, like, you know, like, energy acceleration would be good, but also if they had, like, a special item, maybe? that would evolve them if you know, they don't like only worked for their lines. That'd be cool. Sounds like an incredibly top-down deck, but you know, it kind of needs it. Alright, well, my last basic would be Meowth. Is that worth benching? I think there's no reason to and no reason not to. Huh. Huh, Barkley. It's hard to play with my left hand. Huh, Barkley. Love Strike, go! We got him. We got him, didn't we, Barkley? We got him good, didn't we? Yeah. Oh, you're so cute. Yeah. What about Lick? He knows Lick. It doesn't paralyze, though. It's kind of a nerfed Lick. But we prefer that. Huh. Good dog. What's my opponent doing? Are they malding? Are they malding, Barkley? Oh wait, is this bad? Do we lose? They only need one more point, right? Uh-oh. No, we don't lose, right? They threw. They just threw. I guess it's their first Sabrina, so they could Sabrina again. What we need is that, I guess. I don't know if that was the right move, what I just made, but if they have Sabrina again, I think we're toast. Don't worry, Barkley. We'll win unless we lose. Barks. He's acting like he wants to come back up, but he was acting like he wanted to get down while he was on me, so. I guess he's just being a pickle doggy. Oh, he just went to his doggy spot. Okay. Okay, so they want me to switch, and it has to be this one. So we win if we top deck another X speed, right? And we lose otherwise? I haven't played both X speed, have I? I have not. So we have a 1 in 4 chance to win here. Let's go X speed. No. Unlucky. It was close though. Never mind, I'll get him next time, we'll see. But yeah, that seemed like vaguely winnable. We should be able to get a few. They're definitely like really bad, right? Like, this is not a good deck. It's too awkward. If X speed were switch, we could have won that, right? Because we would have sent up Meowth and just hard retreated it, and then we would have been able to save the... We would have been able to save the switch for Nidoqueen. Alright, well, on the bright side, opponent is weak to dark. So if we can get our attacker up, and it's too bad we didn't go second. Like going second, I feel like we had a really good chance of winning this, but you know, red card is, I think, filler in good decks versus good decks, but in good decks versus bad decks like this one, I feel like red card can do a lot of damage, right? Because we need to accumulate a bunch of evolutions, and every red card makes that harder. Alright, sick. I'm gonna evolve this one on the bench. Excuse me. And I guess we'll peck the active. Nah, we should start powering up Nidoqueen, because as soon as Nidoqueen hits with a Nidoking out, we're just set. I feel like going second gives a massive advantage. Yeah, it's really... So in the paper TCG, going first, you can't use a supporter and you can't attack, but you can attach an energy. And I feel like that balance is way better. I don't know why they flipped it for this. It's a very strange move, in my opinion. Alright, on the one hand, I think Nidoqueen can take that attack from the Mewtwo and do just fine. On the other hand, if they Sabrina me, we're just like Omega Toast, right? Because that Nidoking is never getting out of the active spot. Never, ever. There's no chance of a... I don't think it's right to play around red card here. I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to do this. Probably for no good reason. I should have evolved this one. I should have evolved Nidorina. Because, like, again, it really doesn't matter that there's any chip damage here. But by not evolving Nidorino, if they had Sabrina'd us, I could have top-decked the other X speed and still attacked. For an edit, name 3 cards you want to see clear a gap of 48 school buses in GTA 5. 3 cars. My car. The Mystery Machine. And... the car from the movie Cars, which is a movie I haven't seen, by the way, if anyone was curious. Love Strike Go! Yeah, see, the chip damage didn't matter. I should have just evolved into Nidoqueen to play around red card. It is a Toyota sedan. 2 energy attacking stage 1s would be harder to balance if they had energy turn 1. Would be harder to balance. I'm gonna say technically yes, but like, as far as how... I don't think that matters, I guess. Yes, it would be harder. I don't know. In general, I think just like the difference in power level between the EXs and the non-EXs was a mistake for this. I think that a lot of their problems come from that. But I guess I understand your point. You know, starting Staryu and evolving into Starmie and then just dealing 90 on turn 2 could be pretty unfortunate. But like, they're okay with that type of thing, right? That's why the card Misty exists. So, I guess it wouldn't be perfect to switch it back the other way. Well, you would have a harder time finding that, right? Because you couldn't use a supporter on one if they were to switch it. So, hard to say. Worth playing Meowth to play around Sabrina? Probably. Hey, Payman. Peeman? Yeah, I wonder if you just are better off not playing Meowth unless you can play Sabrina. I don't think so. It could be that you're, you know, it's better to only run one. I don't know. Hard to say, hard to say. Because I do feel like a Sabrina in here would be good. I think it would definitely be good. It's just like, is it more good than running the second Meowth to increase your chances of starting with it? It's supposed to be pi, like 3.14, but I forgot the one. LMAO. Okay, word. Gotcha, so Pieman 34 should have been Pieman 314. What are your strategy on the economy of the game? Having just started, I don't know if I should spend all my hourglass pulling or just saving them and getting my free pack. There's no benefit to saving them, other than if you don't want this set anymore, I guess. My opponent does not have a skill. I had the skill issue with the Misty this time. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. I also feel like going second the Meowth is bad, right? Should I just be attaching to Nidoran? I don't have a Nidorina or a Nidoqueen. My big strategy here is to have the Kangaskhan get double tails. We don't have an idea when the release schedule is now, but I would just use your hourglasses for now, especially if it's your first time. There's no reason to hold them. But yeah, I would use your pack points to craft 35 and 70 point things, and use your Wonder Picks and pack choice to chase. Hey, look, my opponent had a skill issue this time. Use your Wonder Picks and packs to chase EXs and rares. So your 75s or your 150s and 500s. That's my personal strategy. So Meowth is gonna die real soon, right? Should I play this Nidoran? Hearthstone with potential red card nastiness. But it was such a bad idea, right? Because now we need the Meowth to die before we can play the Nidoran male, and we want to get out 2 of them. I had someone roll 10 heads with Misties yesterday. That's what's up. For me, when my opponent rolls an absurd number of heads on Misties, like, you know, 6+, it's like relatively unremarkable to me because, right, this is bad. I think we're setting up a sacrificial Nidoran female. Oh, we sure are. Well, this is better, right? Because now we get to draw one more with Meowth. And now we get to set them to 130. That was a bad Sabrina, wasn't it? Wasn't that really bad? I think so. It would be worse if... And I can put this Meowth, right? So that this Meowth will give us Sabrina protection. And we have the X speed for it too. But anyways, yeah, still, when my opponents get an absurd amount of heads with Misty, it doesn't really phase me too much, because once you hit 3, it doesn't matter anymore, right? Like, 10 heads on Misty is the same impact on the game as 3 heads on Misty. So, like, I don't get too tilted when I see really big numbers. I wish you could still get experience when losing in PvP games. I do too, yeah. I feel like it should be like, you know, at least a third of the experience. What do you think of typed Pokemon who need colorless like Golbat and Mindfu as a splash on any deck that want to cover type advantages, even though they're not necessarily the same type as the Mon in the deck? I think it would be really, really, really cool if... Interesting. And why on earth would you do that? Huh. I feel like I should take the knockout. Oh, if I had a Sabrina, this game would be locked, right? I think I don't take the knockout. I think I use this time to get energy on Nidoking. They've used one Sabrina, right? Have they used both? No. So they do have one. But yeah, if I had a Sabrina in the deck, I should cut a Meowth for a Sabrina. That's my new opinion. Because I need at least one. Alright. Opponent did not have a skill issue this time. Alright, so I'm going to be able to retreat the Nidoking. It's just I've run out of cards in deck. That's hilarious. Oh, and you know I can't play the. Oh no, I can't play the Pokeball because my deck is empty. That's hilarious. But anyways, I'll be able to retreat the Nidoking if they decide that what they want to do is. Am I supposed to chill for a second here? I think I am. I think I need another energy on Nidoking. Maybe what I'll do is... Okay, if... Next turn, I'll double XP... No, it would have to be a turn after that. Oh my goodness. Look at that skill issue. Also, they use both X speeds, right? No, just one? So anyways, I use... No, it's fine. I can just attack with Nidoqueen this turn. And then... Oh, but they can... Now that I've left it up, they can... Giovanni knock me out. Alright. Like Giovanni with Starmie is bad news bears. So I think I do have to attack with Nidoking. Huh. My cards left in their deck 6. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't know what to do here. Alright, so if I just knock this out, they come up with Starmie, and if they have Giovanni, they win. If I wait a turn, I can double X speed, retreat from the Nidoqueen, knock out with that, and use the energy on the Nidoqueen to retreat to Nidoqueen after, but if they have a Sabrina, they win. So I guess I'm doing this and just hoping they don't have Giovanni, because whether or not I win or lose this game is very dependent on what their hand looks like, and the more time I give them, the more likely they are to draw into the right answer. Looks like they have it. Hopefully they have Sabrina. Like, Sabrina would be good, right? Because then I just send up Nidoking and it can soak up an attack. So anyway, oh, sorry, the Pokemon with colorless attack costs as tech cards, I wish there were better Pokemon with attacks like that. I think being able to cover type advantage with Pokemon like that is something from way old Pokemon paper that used to be very common, and I miss it. So that would be nice. Right, they just did something I wanted. I was gonna like use my X speeds, but now I don't have to. That's great for me. I don't understand that, Sabrina. Unless they're planning to like discard Dome Fossil, but like why would they? Why would they have made the switch in the first place? So yeah, it would be cool if the Pokemon with only one... It would be cool if the Pokemon with only colorless requirements could be played as splashable tech cards in this, but I think A, there isn't enough evolution tutors to make them all work, and B, they just don't deal enough damage to be handy. So we'll have to see how it plays out in the future, but I do think that more relatively basic attacks with decently high damage could be a really cool addition to this game to just cover a deck's weakness. Sabrina just wanted to say hi, I guess so, yeah. Alright, we won. It was a little awkward, like... I'm not sure I played that perfectly, but I played it okay, and my opponent just didn't have the right supporter at the right time, I guess. I've been really enjoying Farfetch'd as probably bad neutral filler. You know, it's so funny, Dune. I think the Farfetch'd is good neutral filler. But... right after the game came out, my Twitter was covered with people saying that Farfetch'd needed to get nerfed. Like, no. I could see how it seems that way while everyone has like pretty basic cards, that it seems like Farfetch'd is really strong, because if you take EXs completely out of the equation, yeah, Farfetch'd does a ton of damage on a basic. It really does. The problem is it's only got 60 HP, and 40 damage increments are not good enough to take down big, scary EXs. So the Farfetch'd certainly isn't nerfs-worthy, but I do think it is a strong budget player option. Like, it's not like a broken tier 1 card, but if you're just trying to, you know, put together a budget deck, yeah, it's pretty decent. You can put it into your deck to kind of fill out the role of whatever support Pokemon you're missing, and you'll do okay, but it's not broken. I can see how it seems broken to people who just picked up the game, but it really isn't. It's just funny, like, everyone was calling for nerfs to Farfetch'd, so I'm like, first of all, anyone who's calling to nerfs to anything on day one is a silly goose, in my opinion. But Also, I just, like, it's very, like, you just picked up the game. That's why you think this card is broken. You used Golbat to bully Mewtwo for a bit? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's cool. 1 for 62 and Mewtwo. How much damage does the Zubat do? Is it 1 for 10 or 1 for 20? My 2 times Farfetch'd wand versus Mewtwo EX Gardevoir earlier felt good. That's what's up. I should be sleeping, but the more I watch you, the more I want to play. Unlucky. Or lucky. Don't paralyze my dead Meowth. This is BM. Alright. Unlucky for them. Could have gotten a paralysis. That would have totally mattered. Well, I don't like sending up a sacrificial Nidoran. We just lose this game, right? Pretty sure. We needed friend Nidoran female earlier. I wonder, is it? It's probably just worth cutting. Let me cut 1 Meowth for a Sabrina. I think we just want 1 Sabrina, and a higher likelihood that our Pokeballs will hit Nidorans. That's my big Marshy spaghetti. Do you guys like this better now that I'm not looking down at my iPad all the time? I'm actually looking at a screen. Have you even noticed? I haven't noticed. I have. It feels better to me. But... think they will ever add emotes? I don't know. Hard to say. They added emotes to their other game. Did you figure out Raven's special PC thing? I did. That's what I'm using right now. It's definitely better in your opinion? Sick. Sick. It's probably better for my neck? Probably, yeah. Probably. I thought you were looking into our eyes. I am. You kind of like Gremlin Hunched Marshy? Aw, unlucky. Alright, well, starting with our not great Nidoran, and this would have been a Meowth if we hadn't just switched it. So, there's that. In the Black and White era, when they first started introducing full art supporters, I loved them. I loved them. I'm starting to regress into a appreciate the original template of card. Okay, please, opponent, can you have the skill issue this time? You let me chill. No, not the skill issue for me. All right, you hate to see it, chat. My opponents are supposed to have the skill issue, not me. Let's go, Nidorina off the top. Woohoo! All right, that's pretty good. Now we can't get skill issued. Should I should do this, right? If I do that, then they can evolve into Executory X, and then we can reopen the possibility of getting skill issued, right? Yeah, okay. I won't do it. But, anyways, I've really started to appreciate the normal... I've really started to appreciate the normal frames of cards. So, like, I really like the way the Sabrina supporter looks. And then you look at the full art Sabrina, and I think it's cool too, but there's something about being able to see the regular template of a card that I just appreciate. So this is starting to affect me a lot in, like, paper TCG. I'm starting to be like, full art's kind of cool, but maybe I just like regular template now. Nidoqueen! Aw, you are late, Meowth, my friend. You are super late. So this only deals 80. I think I'm gonna Sabrina right now in hopes of top decking Nidoking for next turn. And I guess I'll bench this Meowth as Sabrina protection. What are the full arts called in this game? I don't know. If we're talking like paper, this would be called an illustration rare, like these things. Then, like all the fancy arts would be called illustration rares, and then like, so would the immersive ones. But then you know the EX full arts that aren't the immersive background, those would just be called full arts. Same thing with the full art supporters, would just be called full arts. That is not a Nidoqueen. Unlucky. Okay, I think my strategy here is to be really disappointed when my opponent hits the heads on this next Sarump. A Meowth is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. True. I hope they don't add emotes, they just get used to try and tilt. If they do add them, there needs to be auto squelch. I think a lot of people... Alright, so now it's looking like I needed to save my Sabrina. We're about to get swept, chat. Oh my goodness. Our Nidoking isn't even ready. I think people who get tilted by emotes over judge the emoters for their usage. I don't like most people who emote just emote because it's funny to emote, you know, like they're not really trying to upset you. But like, you know, if you're prone to being tilted, then you're gonna find the use of emotes tilting. So anyways, I do think that auto squelch in every game with emotes should exist, so I'll say that much. Most of the time, games need to be around 10 plus years to even consider developing an auto squelch feature. Yeah, for Hearthstone at least anyways, yeah. This game has auto squelch permanently for everyone because there are no emotes. Would you rather win the lottery or eat a hammerhead shark twice? It's a tough question. I've always wanted to eat a hammerhead shark. Put one random Nidoran male from your deck onto your bench? Couldn't this just be a random Nidoran? I guess I really only want to be using that once, right? So maybe it is better that it goes and gets the Nidoran male. Then why can't Nidoran male go get the female? My opponent's running the cool version of this deck. So this is like a really fancy Zapdos art. And I don't like it as much as the basic art. I don't even like it as much as the full art. I think I would like it better if it was on the non-EX Zapdos. I think that's what it is. Just like having an EX very tiny in a bigger art just doesn't sit right with me. Alright, so we're going to be able to evolve this on curve. Even if we're not going to be able to evolve into Nidoqueen. This is just a wash already, right? Because I'll never be able to power up a second Nidorina. And I can't get out Nidoking. This deck needs, like, Make-A-Wish Jirachi. There was this Jirachi that from one energy, you could put a damage on the Jirachi. Or maybe it was a damage on the Pokemon you're evolving. I don't remember. It's been a long time. But you could put a damage on something. And then you would get to search your deck for a Pokemon that evolves from one of your bench Pokemon and put it on that Pokemon. And it was really good for evolution decks because you could start with it and evolve up your basics. That would be really handy. I guess what I'm going to do is use this X speed and retreat and finish him off with one of my Nidoran mail. So I don't have to stuff. I could also just lose to a Giovanni here. That'd be nice. This isn't Hearthstone? It isn't. Not this time. Please don't play Giovanni. Just let me win. It's fine. Really, it is fine. You don't have to make me lose. You can let me win. Oh. Thank you. I didn't realize they were actually gonna let me win. That's great. Alright, so I'm never knocking out that bench Zapdos, right? Because there's no... I guess I'll send this up in hopes of top decking Nidorino here. Brutal. I don't think we're winning this one. Chat. Didn't find our evolutions in the right order. When trading opens, how many of my 7 Arcanine EX should I hold for you? I don't need Arcanine EX. If you have Blastoise or Blissey, I'm in the market for that. I'm gonna try to get the full art supporters, and that's all I can think of off the top of my head. Alright, well. Man, if we had a Nidorino here, we actually had a real chance of winning this game. It's so sad. So sad, chat. Thanks for adding you in Pocket. You're quite enjoying the game. There's a high chance I removed you. I opened up my friends list so that everyone could get that really cool pack, and then I like purged everyone after, you know, enough time had expired that everyone would have had a chance to get the pack. But I'll add people again when I get another nice pack like that. But you know, you can't have infinite friends, right? So I want to be able to like add people so they can get a cool pack and then delete again. So sorry. Victory. My opponent conceded? Like a scrub? What a saint. Letting me get a free win. I take it back, 504. I take back calling you a scrub. Just because you're a scrub. This is like, were they streaming and their chat was berating them like, let him win, let him play Monarchy. You know how you guys do to me when I'm like playing a deck and my opponent just so happens to queue the worst amalgamation of garbage possible. I have 2 of the EX Blastoise if you want them, still need them when trading's added. Sick. Oh, okay, I don't like that. Oh, I just have to put it back in my hand to see it. Okay, never mind. So Live has this issue right now where if you're not paying attention to the coin flip, you actually don't know if you're going first or second, or if there is a way, it's really subtle and I didn't pick up on it. Like here it says you are going second, so you can see that. It's nice, but Scyther, interesting. Hi, how's it going? It's going well, Word Bearers. How are you? Yo, Mega Mogwai with a gigantic raid! How are you, Mega Mogwai? How are you doing? How was your stream? Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. What's going on? Just started playing this today? Nice. Well, hello everyone. I play the Pokemon Pockets too. I assume that's what Mega was up to today. And right now I'm playing Monarchy. So I'm playing with the Nidorans in an attempt to get enough wins for a YouTube video. If you want to see the YouTube videos, you can click on this link. Yay! It didn't work. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Yeah, so that link will take you to my Pokemon channel. I play Hearthstone? I do play Hearthstone. I'm now splitting and I'm doing both. So I have a YouTube channel for Pokemon and a YouTube channel for Hearthstone. But yeah, how was the Mogwai stream today? What were you guys up to? What were you playing? Why did I stop collecting the fancy art in Hearthstone? It's just like it's not doing anything for me. I don't value it. And there's like, because they come out with so many more now, it's just the cost to keep up is too high, basically. So it'd be easier if there wasn't quite so many all the time, but since they keep pumping them out and they all cost a little bit more than you should actually want to play, then you would actually want to pay for the fancy art, right? So the fact that all of them cost a little bit too much and they're pumping them out more often, it's too hard to keep up with, and I don't value digital cosmetics the way I used to. Play Tentacle Greninja, that's cool. That's cool. Mog was complaining about Misty all day. Oh, did Mog have the skill issue? You hate to see it. You hate to see it. I have my fair share of skill issue with Misty too. Cool Hakusai Gyarados painting. Oh yeah, behind me. Yeah, they're pretty sick, right? Big fan of that. Big fan of that. Mog refuses to touch Misty? Oh no. Oh no. I think I'm gonna play a Misty deck today. I was thinking, so what I want to do is I want to play a deck where I use Greninja, not Greninja, Weezing and Hypno. And I think I would want to run Baby Articuno and Misty as well. Just to, but I haven't gone to build that deck yet. So my opponent disconnect. They're killing me over there, chat. They're killing me. But anyways, I don't know how much room there is in the deck, right? So if I wanted 4 slots for the Weezing line, 4 slots for the Hypno line, and 2 for the Baby Articuno, that's already half the deck. Then I want 2 Koga and 2 Misty. So we've only got 6 cards left, which means Research, X-Speed, Pokeball. Then we don't have any spots for Sabrina or Giovanni, and I think I would want those because the idea is to status condition our opponent enough that they would remain poisoned coming back to my turn. And so yeah, I guess that's a little too awkward to fit everything in. So maybe no Misties for that. But I also don't think that's a 4 basics deck. I think you want something else. I thought about maybe going like a 1-1 Grimer Muck line. Nidoqueen might be your favorite art in the game. It is pretty good, isn't it? Yeah. There are a lot of these that I'd love to have like physical copies of. I think the one fancy art in this game that I like actually value a lot is the extended art Pikachu. I've really grown attached to. I really like that one. Opponent did not return within the allowed time. They got wrecked. Meowth was too much for him. Hate to see it. You actually hate to see it. Missing no. Oh, did they glitch? Kids in the chat, right? And by kids, I mean everyone who's not 35, like I am. Do you guys even know what Missing No is? Okay, so say your first Pokemon game was Black and White or later. Do you know what Missing No is? Yes, I'm 30. All right, fair enough. I'm 29, so yes. All right, fair enough. Yes, you do. We're talking Black and White or later is your first Pokemon game when you were a kid. As a fellow 35-year-old. Hey, look. Okay. Thank you, everyone from my generation, making yourselves known. It makes me feel good to see some fellow boomers in the chat. The audience of this game doesn't seem to be kids. It really is. I'm 37. I started with Pokemon Red and Blue. That's what's up. That's what's up. Potatoes after my own heart. Damn, Martian's chat is old AF. 30, by the way. Oh, almost there. What up, Guapo? People want to joke that this is a kid's game, but Pokemon has that millennial nostalgia. Yeah, I mean, like, it's you know, kids of all ages. But, like, mostly it's, like, the monetization for Pokemon is primarily kids. That just, you know, for the extracurriculars, like tournaments and streaming and stuff, that's when you start to see it favor, you know, slightly older. I have the Nidoqueen and I have the Nidoqueen. Alright, so maybe I don't have everything. But, like, they have Ralts, right? I need the Nidoqueen to get going now, or else my Nidoqueen is not going to be able to... Ooh, this is really bad. Chat, did I just lose the video game? I need a Professor Oak off the top, is my big opinion. Because what I think I need to do here is... Unless my opponent's skill issues the Gardevoir. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, give me a basic and an X speed, please. Please. Huh? Oh. Well. Our last hope is that our opponent's skill issues the Gardevoir. If my opponent has the Gardevoir here, they are actual, literal cheaters, the likes of which this game has never seen. So get ready, chat. My opponent is about to expose whether or not they are a filthy cheater. How goes the pocket? We're about to find out. Oh my goodness. Actual hacks, chat. My opponent is hacking into the game to do things that make me sad. All right, the legend of Missing No has been passed down to the generations, apparently. Very good. What are the trainer and item cards that are 2-ofs in every deck? Professor's Research, Pokeball are the... No deck doesn't run 2 of them, and if the deck doesn't run 2 of them, they should be. I think X Speed is close. X Speed is close to being a third 2-of. And then... Yeah, those are the only ones that fit, like, every deck. But yeah, Professor Oak's Research and Pokeball are the only 2 that, like, if you're not running 2 of each of them in every single one of your decks, you're doing it wrong. Like, X Speed, I think there are a couple decks that don't really value it. My 35-year-old buddy just started Pocket with his 5-year-old who is obsessed with Pokemon. They're enjoying the game together. That's cute. My buddy's family, he has 2 sons, they all dressed up as various Pokemon for Halloween. That was pretty funny. I've not spoken to any Pokemon fans who started after Gen 4. Word. It goes well, Zetter. How you doing? I remember playing in a Toys R Us Red and Blue tournament and losing because my Mewtwo with Metronome used Explosion, and they were checking player IDs back then to make sure no missing no hacks. It's funny. Good times. I played in a tournament where I had a Mewtwo, and my opponent had a Mew, and they kind of wrecked me with it. Like, that was back when you could get those, like, little Brock and Misty badges. We never saw the rest of the badges, but they were, like, Pog quality, I guess. Maybe we should Bisharp into Fortnite to get the younger audience's attention? How can I play Pokemon Pocket on PC? You have to airdrop. I'm really playing it on an iPad. I'm just airdropping it onto PC for streaming purposes. I'm like trying to catch up on Twitch chat, but I have YouTube chat here too. I know you guys exist. 3 heads? Oh my goodness, skill abundance. This is the only game I've gotten my girlfriend to install on her phone. I haven't gotten my girlfriend to install this game on her phone yet. But give it time, maybe. Alright, my opponent got 3 heads, so my opinion is they don't... Did I just miss an attachment? I'm out. I'm out. Nope. Nope, chat. Shame concede. Nope. Uninstalling. Goodbye. Holy luck, yeah. You're lucky that you queued into me. The worst player on ladder that would skip an energy. Special card that gives the opponent 2 points. Yo, Guapo coming in with the 15 months. Are all the EX Pokemon usable? Thank you so much for the 15 months, my friend. I appreciate it. Most of them are pretty decent, but several of them are pretty mid. Hi, Maxim. Hi, Salem. Good old Missing No giving me infinite rare candies. It did do that. It also kind of messed your game up. I got lucky and got 2 Machamp EX. Is it a competitive deck? It's my favorite mon, so I would be very much like to get into it. So I pulled 2 Machamp, but I think I still don't have any... I think I have it 1 each of Machop and Machoke. And I just haven't spent the points to get those yet. But part of it is because I think he is kind of mid. I don't know what I would run with him. I feel like he might be a Weezing turn off dark type of deck. But... because it takes 3 fighting, right? And you need something that stalls for a while. So Weezing has the health, it has the Kogai, and it can do chip damage with its ability while you wait for to power up the Machamp. So, I mean, that would be okay. But its attack doesn't even do that much damage, right? Isn't it like 3 for 120? I think the Machamp is pretty mid, honestly. Unfortunately. It might actually, like, now that I think about it, it might be the worst EX in the whole game. Not to be too much of a bummer. Missing knows the original action replay. True. What do you think of the Smogogo poison deck? What is the Smogogo poison deck? You have Arcanine and Wigglytuff. I don't think Wigglytuff is very good. I think it's like marginally better than Machamp. But Arcanine you could use with Moltres if we get him. How's the Nido run going? You know what? It's not too bad. It's not too bad. That's still a skill abundance. You hate to see it. Hate to see it. But we have this now. So that's nice. Keep paying our way. This is a pay-to-win deck. Look at this. This is a pay-to-win deck. Sitting here using Payday to draw cards in order to win. The Weezing deck, Smogogo is his name in French. Oh, I think there are a lot of good ways to use Weezing. I think Weezing is like incredibly underplayed, but it might be justified because I feel like I don't know what the exact right partner for Weezing is, and if I did, I would be much more inclined to think it was good. But I think it's an incredibly solid Pokemon. It just needs like the right thing to go with it, and that'll probably get solved as soon as more Dark Pokemon get added. Because the current Dark Pokemon kind of stink. So as soon as we get like more actual good Dark Pokemon, you know, maybe we'll be in business. Charizard is about to steamroll my entire... The only way we would ever win this is if we have... Did I do it again? Oh my goodness, no! How do I do that? I'm just so busy talking. I actually don't think that mattered. It was a shame concede. I think I probably shouldn't have. Because, like, I don't think missing the energy attachment actually mattered there. Because by the time we would be attacking with Nidoqueen, we would need to already have second Nidoking up. Okay, so maybe turn the turn warning back on. That's probably a good idea, but can I set it to only give me a warning if I miss an energy? Because I don't want a warning if I miss a supporter. That's annoying. Muck could be good, but his retreat cost is limiting. Also, the attack cost on Muck is way too much. It's all or nothing. Okay, I can't turn that back on. The supporter thing would just be too tilting for me. How do you play on PC? You cheat. You cheat, chat. Use your magic marshy powers. The answer is I'm not really playing on PC. I'm playing on my iPad, but I am casting it to the PC so I can stream it. So I'm not really playing on PC. The emulators don't work. You have to take a mobile device and airdrop the thing onto your monitor and capture it from there. Then I have a Bluetooth mouse, which works for iPads. Make Ditto transform into Nidoqueen for a Nidoqueen boost. It would be cool if, like, Ditto had some kind of, like... Alright, we're up against another slow deck, so we might be able to do something cool here. I'm gonna hold off on evolving Nidoran for one turn, because it's not gonna matter anyway. But this way we can, like, get another Nidoran male out. Maybe pull off the fabled double Nidoking. Forget what I was talking about. Any viable Blastoise decks? Yeah, I think I could Blastoise. The thing is, Blastoise to be good relies on you getting heads on Misty, right? It's not like the other... With the other... With the other water Pokemon, if you fail to get heads on Misty, you can still like manually power up a Starmie or an Articuno and you're fine. But Blastoise requires like 5 energies to be good. It's decent at 3, but it's only good at 5. So you really need to be getting a bunch of heads in order for that to be good. So... Alright, my plan here is to knock out this Caterpie and then Sabrina to start getting a head start on the Venusaur once it's just Lilligant and Venusaur out. Is Starmie EX good? I got 2, and should I put them both in my deck? Starmie is like Starmie EX is one of the best Pokemon in the game, yeah. I think it might go like Pikachu EX is the best Pokemon in the game, and then Starmie EX is the second. That's how good it is. The Ditto they included is so unbelievably bad, yeah. Any resources for getting good? I really don't understand the broader strategy of when to use HP sinks or when to retreat or put energy on bench Pokemon or anything like that. I don't know how readily describable any of that is, to be honest. Like, it's all very situation based. If you want to pick from someone in a different language, does your card come in a different language? No, you just set your client to a specific language, and then you have all of your stuff shows in that language. I think. I mean, like, that might not be true for all I know. Poor Venusaur deck managed to be slightly slower than the Nidoqueen deck. Watch as our opponent gets riggedy wrecked by this Sabrina. This is why I think the Lilligant build of this is kind of bad, by the way. Like, if they had not attached energies to the Lilligant, they'd be able to Giant Bloom next turn. but because they put 2 energy on the Lilligant first, and then I just Sabrina'd it, or I could have knocked out the Lilligant. Either way, they're behind. They're only going to be able to Razor Leaf this turn. So, I think the Lilligant build's pretty bad. Do you think they'll make any rule/dex building changes regarding people playing 2 Pokemon to abuse No Mulligan? No, I don't think they're going to make any fundamental rule changes to address non-issues. No, I don't think so. I think people who are abusing the always starting with a basic rule to have only 1 Pokemon in play, I don't think, at least as of now, that's not a problem. Like, maybe if they had like Iron Thorns EX, and Iron Thorns turns off the abilities of basically EX Pokemon. So if there were, while it's active. So if they had something like that, where if you start with it, it eliminates something specific from the game. Like if you queue into it, you will never be able to use something because they always have that one thing active. Maybe, but no. Abuse is a stronger word than you meant. It's a trigger word for me, as far as like it's a pet peeve. How's that? That's what it is. People using abuse when really they mean use. You know, synergy is not abuse. So anytime someone says abuse, like when they're just talking about something that's either strong or in this case something that isn't strong, the 2 basic Pokemon decks are the worst way to play those decks. Like Zapdos EX is not the strong part of the Pikachu EX deck. Pikachu EX is. So if you're just running a Zapdos deck with 18 trainers to abuse the starting with a Zapdos, well, you're running a bad deck. Have fun. But if in the case of Articuno, it's at least okay. But like if you don't find Misty, the deck sucks, right? The Starmie EX is the better attacker anyway. So you're missing out on your much more like reasonable to attach to Pokemon for the sake of having to run Hand Scope and Red Card in your deck, which are terrible, right? So that's a non-issue. So no, I don't think they're going to change the rules of the game to address a non-issue. And I don't think they're going to print cards that are going to make it, so strong to start with one specific thing that, they need to change it so that you don't just start with a specific thing. I don't think that's happening. Alright, I think we got enough Nido games there. Because I had 3, they were all pretty long games, and I have 3 wins and a loss. Like the loss was worth using, so I'm going to call it there on the Nido deck. But now we're going to build a new deck. So I'll change the title once I figure out what that deck's going to be. But I wanted to run like a Weezing. Oh, I also got Greninja since I streamed last, so I can play Greninja, Misty, Water Box. Maybe I'll end on that one. Oh, and I never played the Onix deck. Should we play the Onix deck? Do you guys want to play the Onix deck? It's my Onix deck. So it's Onix, Pidgeot, and then the good trainers. We use Brock to speed up the Onix. Nice deck names, thank you. Hey, first time seeing anything related to the Pokemon TCG in general outside of Pretty Colors, so I'm going to be very unaware. I'm so proud of you. I think it's guaranteed basic rule becomes an issue. It'd be a problem of a card design and not the rule. I agree. It's always start with basic rule, also on paper. No. Well, I mean, yes, but you have to like. So it's punishing in paper because you'll shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 7 cards, and then if you don't have a basic in your opening hand, first of all, you have to show your opponent your hand, so they get a sneak peek at your card choices and what kind of deck you're running. But then they get to draw an extra card for each time that happens. So in the case of Iron Thorns, well, that I was talking about earlier, you only run 4 Iron Thorns, so you only ever have Iron Thorns out. But when you play that deck, you get the benefit of always starting with Iron Thorns, but you get the negative of frequently giving your opponent 2 to 3 extra cards, because finding a copy of one of 4 specific cards in your deck isn't high enough. You know, you're gonna be giving your opponent you know, at least a card most of the time. But so anyways, so there's a downside to running few Pokemon in the paper TCG, but there is no downside to it in this game because the trainers aren't there yet, for one, but also because it's just generally strong to run extra Pokemon. How high would you rate a Pidgeot plus Dragonite deck? Bad. I think like running a second stage 2 in a stage 2 deck is really bad right now. Are multi-energy type decks just bad? I want to play one in a minute. Do you guys want me to do that first, or should I play Onix first? I have the Onix deck built already. I'll just play that first. But I'm gonna try to build a multi-type deck in a minute. Maybe I scrapped the multi-type aspect of the deck I was thinking of, though. So, yeah. Maybe not. Oh, let me put... Rocks Onix. I think the World's Finals Thorns player gave up 8 cards in one game. They did. And there's this rule in Pokemon called Judge Ball, where the judge can decide that the mulligan step is taking too long, and a player who has mulliganed up to a certain point has to have a basic now. So the Judge Ball is you reveal the top card of that player's deck until you reveal a basic, and then they just start with that one. So after 8 mulligans, they just did that to get it over with, so that all the time wasn't going to the mulligan step, so they could actually play the game. So yeah, they didn't actually find a Pokemon ever. I should try Dragonite. I've tried Dragonite so much. Please go to my YouTube channel. All right, go to my YouTube channel and watch all of my Dragonite videos, okay? Because I've already put up 2, and I intend to put up more, because it's probably my favorite deck right now. But I want to get the variety going, you know? Alright, my opponent is running a Mewtwo deck. I think you're all shocked. I'm shocked. And our Onix is already mostly powered up, which is pretty good. You just saw the Articuno one yesterday, and that seems pretty legit. Yeah, I really like the baby Articuno version of it. Oh. I forget if there are X speed in here. X speed is kind of yucky for... Oh, I can just do this. Neat. X speed is kind of yucky for Onix, right? But, you know, you'd want it for Pidgey sometimes. Alright, as long as they don't Sabrina me again. Well, even if they Sabrina me again, I get to knock out this Mewtwo, right? Because then I can just Giovanni knock out the Mewtwo. Poke viewership seems promising. I'm mostly pleased so far. Don't have Curlia. No! No! Wait, is this bad for me? Chat. Have we hit a problem? One of my famous problems. Oh, we do have X speed. Look at me go. Okay, so I want to get out a second attacker, which is gonna have to be Pidgeot. Please, thank you. Good, thank goodness. All right. Them having that potion was actually pretty devastating. And the fact that they can attach the energy to the bench Mewtwo is not that bad, right? Because they still have to attack for a turn without thing. Glad to report back after 2 days. I got a full Blaine deck, Marowak EX deck, and Venusaur EX deck. Having a blast with them. Nice, nice. You tried this deck, you wanted it to work. Always felt the turn be fine. Oh, interesting. I feel like it's pretty okay so far. I am absolutely bamboozled why they attached to that active Mewtwo. TBH. Because it doesn't super matter, because it's the same clock on getting to attack with... Mewtwo, right? So, alright. Not being able to find a Pidgey this turn was a little bad for me, I think. The bright side is I can drive off. Every time I drive off, if they don't have an X speed, like they can't send up the Ralts, right? So especially if they don't have a Gardevoir this turn, I just win on the spot. But not on the spot, but close. Don't have Gardevoir. And even if they do, they have to sacrifice an energy attachment for the Kirlia. Neat. Aw, at least let me Giovanni you. Hey, okay, cool. Yeah, so far so good. We were versus Marshy? Marshy versus Marshy? Who's the marshiest? I was the marshiest, obviously. I won the video game. Get wrecked, Marshy. That's even your real name. I don't very much enjoy this game, but I enjoy watching the stream regardless. TLDR, Martian is a great content creator. Aw, thank you, Mirage. Base Mirage, indeed. I spent the last 15 or so years thinking you had to spend energy to actually use it. Oh, like discard it off the active Pokemon? Planning to experiment with Victory Bell and its basic pull ability? I don't know that I have enough Victory Bell. I imagine if I keep, doing this, I imagine I'll get through everything at some point, Like I don't think they're going to... Hey. I don't know how good that hand actually was, to be honest, but... Oh, okay, this hand is maybe better. Maybe. Skill issue for the opponent? One time? Aw, skill issue for me. No. You hate to see it. Is this game good? This is the worst game ever because my opponent just skill issued all over me and I hated it. But apart from that, I think it's a good game. I'm enjoying it. Part of it is I think most of my issues with this game really are related to there not being enough cards out yet. I think once more cards get printed, this game is gonna rock. I think it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, it's good. It's a good game. I give it a Marshy Spaghetti. 3 noodles out of 7. With an additional 4 noodles, I don't know. My rating systems are stupid, but I like it better that way. Onix, let's go. I can't wait for Steelix, right? Like, Brock is going to be cool to power up Onix to help you evolve into Steelix. I like Onix, but I love Steelix, That's kind of where I'm at. My opponent... If my opponent Sabrina's me, I'm about to give up my last Pidgey, and that'll be terrible. This game is the worst game we've played in the last 40 minutes, true. What's the best way to fill out the collection? Buy packs. How do you mean? Oh, my opponent just got wrecked by Onix! I think Onix, when you find Brock, is actually really good. 110 HP on a basic, dealing 70 after 2 attachments. That's not bad. That's pretty good. You don't know what you meant, honestly. Yeah, I can't wait for the trading. Been watching the Pocket videos for some time. Didn't know you streamed on a different channel. Yeah, I stream on my main channel. Honestly, I should like set up streaming on the Pocket channel so that Pocket people can see that. But on the other hand, I kind of want to expose my Hearthstone audience to this game so that they'll also watch my Pocket channel, right? I want to double dip on the Hearthstone audience. But so there's a benefit and a downside to streaming on both. But I actually think I could, the way that the multi-stream thing works, I think I probably could stream to both YouTube channels at the same time. And, you know, like, doubling the amount of chats I already have has already worked out great for me. Why not add another one? But yeah, I would definitely need a chat consolidator at that point. I really should just get one. Because, like, sometimes I forget that there's another chat. It's just Twitch is really active right now because we got that big raid. So I keep, like, not being able to fully catch up with Twitch and then forgetting to hop over back to YouTube. Will this game have the same cards released for it as paper game, or are they making Pokemon exclusive cards? They are Pocket exclusive cards. Yeah. I got shown Pocket because Hearthstone. Also convenient that I haven't played Hearthstone in 6+ months. Word. One moment, please. Do not put the Potatomon into the stew. Yes, definitely don't do that. Whatever that means. Whatever anything means. Zapdos being weak to lightning and not rock is so weird to me. So yeah, the last time this got brought up, I had a very awkward discussion with chat about it. But anyways, yeah, the Zapdos one is strange because in the game, Zapdos is lightning and flying, so it can't be weak to lightning. Zapdos is never weak to lightning. Zapdos in the game is also never weak to fighting, but in the paper game, in the TCG, the types get consolidated into a broader type for the sake of how things work. Anyways, so as a rule, largely, the Pokemon have weaknesses that they would have in the game with the symbol that weakness is represented to in the card game. So by that I mean most Pokemon have a real weakness, but if that doesn't have its own type, they use the super type that got consolidated. So Zapdos should be weak to fighting because rock is represented by fighting, right? If they go by the general rule that they use, all right? They're pretty consistent about this overall in the broad history of Pokemon. So it should be weak to fighting because Zapdos is weak to rock and it is not weak to lightning. Where that gets confusing is for people who aren't used to it yet, who aren't used to this game yet, and they see fighting and it's like, no, it's not weak to fighting, so like that's equally bad. But I knew I didn't explain this well last time, and I can feel myself not explaining it well this time too. It's brutal. But yeah, so anyways, they by and large, for the vast majority of Pokemon, you would... Man, I wish I had my Pidgeot out. I would knock out that Dratini and the game would just be over. The game feels over anyway, to be honest. But for the vast majority of Pokemon, you would see Zapdos have a fighting weakness, right? But for some reason, Zapdos, I think, historically also, because I think the original Zapdos EX also had a lightning weakness. Let me check on that really quick. Zapdos EX. Which I think was from Ruby Sapphire, but I think I might be wrong. Yeah, it was from Ruby Sapphire. Not Ruby Sapphire, Fire Red Leaf Green. I knew it wasn't from Ruby Sapphire. The Ruby Sapphire EXs were hot trash. They were so bad. They were the first EXs, but they were awful. I think actually there was a promo EX first, the Kyogre and Groudon, which were also awful, but not as awful as the Ruby Sapphire EXs, which were all terrible except for maybe Mewtwo, who was just mostly terrible. But anyways, Zapdos EX, the original one, did have a lightning weakness too. And so for some reason, they just there are just a couple Pokemon where they break the rule, and Zapdos is one of them. Gyarados was the first one. Gyarados had a grass weakness, and because Gyarados is grass, Gyarados is water and flying, it can never be weak to grass. So in base set Gyarados being weak to grass was weird. Especially because it's 4 times weak to lightning, and all the other water Pokemon were weak to lightning in base set. So like, why was it weak to grass? It's so strange. But by and large, a Pokemon in the card game will not have a weakness that it can't have in the digital game. That's how I should have put it. That was so simple. Maybe it's for balance purposes. That could be it. I don't know why they do it. They do it because they feel like it, which is the best reason to do something, honestly. They didn't write that yet. I just woke up and your stream was on. That is the sickest artwork I have seen. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm looking up Zapdos cards. One of them is weak to rock / fighting, but the rest are resistant against it. So funny. Yeah. That actually might be why they wanted to do that, because it's resistant to, like, it's not affected by earth, or ground rather, sorry, because it's a flying type. And so in order, with the original one, if they wanted to have it have fighting resistance to represent its resistance, its like inability to get hit by fighting, it doesn't make sense to have it also weak to fighting. So that could be why they went that way with Zapdos. But resistance isn't in this version of the game, so it doesn't matter quite as much. Keep trying to like use my computer mouse for my iPad. That is not Brock. That is not Brock at all. I thought I had a Brock. I guess I just had a Giovanni the whole time. Hate to see it. Well, I look forward to an X speed. You enjoy the Yarn Ball Electrode art? Me too. I actually have 3 of the fancy artwork Electrode and only 1 of the basic Electrode. It's so weird. Keep up the great potato-friendly content with lots of Chumbo decks. Thank you, Celsius. Do they have to print wonky numbers of cards to try to balance the type numbers to deal with the consolidation? They've just had trouble with poison over the years as far as like amounts of Pokemon in each class, I think. Like poison started off in grass, then they eventually moved it to psychic, and then they moved it to dark recently. But yeah, so like there are types like dark and metal that I think get new cards less frequently than some others, but I'm like dragon. I don't think like there's some like newer types that don't get printed as often, I think, just to, you know, whatever. But it doesn't matter, right? Because say grass type is probably one of the types that gets printed the most, but like at most you're gonna have like 1. At most you're gonna have like 1 good grass type. Even if they print 100, they only print 1 good one, right? So most grass Pokemon don't really matter. It's just whatever Pokemon gets pushed within a set is the one that matters. So if there's a little bit of asymmetry between types, is that the right word? It's a word. It doesn't really affect it too much, just because how many extra filler things doesn't matter as much. If they want dark types to be good, they'll print a good dark type Pokemon or not, or a good dark type Pokemon or two, and then you'll have a good dark type deck or two. But if you have like 3 dark Pokemon in the set and one of them is great, and 20 grass Pokemon in the deck in a set and none of them are great, dark type got more support even though they got less support, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. So it doesn't matter too much that some types have less total Pokemon in them. Hey, see you later, Guapo. Do I have this deck list anywhere? I will have it on my YouTube soon. But yeah, I guess, so I have a habit of making my decks on stream, but I guess it would make a lot of sense for me to have them on my Untapped profile first, so that I can... Okay, so if they Sabrina, they're sending up Zapdos, and if they have X speed, then the Sabrina will not have mattered. In fact, it will have hurt me. So I think I'm supposed to just Land Crush active and hope they don't get 3 heads, or 2 heads if they play Giovanni. Because otherwise I'm forced to Sabrina them again, and if they play a second Pikachu EX, I just lose. Don't you dare have a second one. Oh, I lose. It's over. It's over, chat. Unless my opponent has a throbbing case of the skill issue. Like, if we get 4 tails twice in a row, I think we're set. Oh, I had the skill issue. How you farm tickets for time? I mean, so if you want a lot of tickets right now, just do all the solo content. The solo content has a ton of tickets in it. So today they refreshed the ticket shop, and so there's new stuff for me to get. But I ran out of a use for tickets on my second day playing the game because I completed all of the solo stuff. So then I had like a bunch to use on this new one. But yeah, you get tickets by your opponent thanking you for stuff. So just, play some battles, you'll get your, 5 tickets you can get in a day. Yeah, the refresh stuff is more expensive, it's true. I had a whole month of hoarding, and I wasn't able to get it all. So, I think you're not meant to be able to pick everything out of the new Hourglass shop. I think you're only supposed to be able to get some of it. And then you just prioritize what you really want. What up, Blue Train? How you doing? There. And that's, I guess, the end of my turn. Alright, excuse me again, I'm sorry. Hiroki? That's what's up. You also get tickets for people liking your display case thing. Yeah, anything you can do where your opponent can thank you can get you a ticket. But you can only you know, you can only get so many in a day. So I think if you spend an hour playing battles, you're gonna run out of ways to get thanks. Pidgeotto has the Sandshrew, the Sandslash deals 70, right? So I think we want to get our Pidgeotto out of there. This is a case where Potion would be handy, but like it's handy so infrequently that I tend not to make space for it. Do I have to sacrifice this Onix? I think I do. So I'm gonna power up the benched one and just let the active one get wrecked. You're back, had to go vote. That's what's up. You only get 180 tickets per month. Yeah, and that's not enough to get everything, right? So yeah. I think you're just not meant to. Do I have Sabrina in my Onix deck? That needs to change. Alright, I'll put the potions in. Like, why do I have this in here? In my Pidgeot deck? It's crazy sauce. What a goose of me. What a silly goose. You're just so used to Sabrina being an auto-include, I guess. What is the Chansey pick? There's like a special event for a promo version of Chansey, so you have a chance to get the Chansey if you Wonder Pick. I made this trip to New Zealand to play, so I've been playing a few weeks. It's cool to see how free-to-play friendly the game is. I haven't spent a dime and have like half a full collection. Nice, yeah. And I think you're gonna have time to fill it out by the time they actually add more content. So it's not like Sabrina is that useless anyway, because until we get Pidgeot, we probably still want to have Sabrina for like stalling and stuff. Or like we can make use of it rather. Because I don't think we want it. But yeah, let me take that out. That's like awful. And we didn't get any Brocks. We were too slow. Hey you. Oh, you're so cute. Hi Barkley. Just like sitting there wagging at me. Goodbye, Sabrina. Alright, so things I would want to put in pretty exclusively Potion, right? Yeah. Alright. Neat. Which software do you use? It's called Let's View. Is it kind of a safe bet to save up hourglasses for next set? I think you should do that once you have literally everything you want from this expansion. But not until then. I'm wondering if I should start even saving hourglasses. Because, like, they're going to open up trades eventually. And, yeah, I don't need to be dumping all of my hourglasses on packs. Because I have most of what I want. I'm missing some, but I'm going to get some packs as time goes on. Maybe I should start saving hourglasses just because I have most of what I want and trade is going to come eventually. I don't need to be purging all of my hourglasses constantly. How filled out is your collection? Not like super. There's still some stuff that a lot of stuff that I'm missing. I think I'm 2 Pokemon away from unlocking the Mew. But I have most of what I want. Not like the vast majority maybe, but like a significant amount. Hey Onix, how you doing? Alright, well, if they have Marowak EX and they flip any heads, I think we're toasty roasty. But I didn't want to retreat into Onix here, right? Oh, thank goodness. I'm gonna start to save when you finish Pikachu. That's fair. You unlock Mew once you have all the Pokemon. I think it's any version of the first 150 Pokemon, you get Mew. I think. If it works that way, then I am just like 2 Pokemon away. I think I'm missing Jolteon and Vileplume. And then I'll have all of it, but this is already like we were playing around Giovanni 1 heads by using the potion here. I don't think we need to use the second potion. Goodbye, Marowak. Get Marowaked. But if it's you have to have one of each Pokemon card, then I'm much farther off. I think it's decent value, dude. I've spent half a dozen games trying to make Persian feel fun. I did manage to discard a Gardevoir one time. It discards a card from your opponent's hand. So that's kind of cool. That Dome Fossil has 40 health. So even though my Pidgeot has to deal minus 20 damage, we can still get a knockout this turn. Right, on a coin flip. How do you have enough cards to play multiple decks? I'm still stuck Marowacking people for 2 straight days. I was Marowacking people for a week, so I've played the whole month it was out in New Zealand. Because I'm I'm as New Zealandy as I've ever been, so that's how you know. Yeah, my first week playing the game, I was playing Marowak almost exclusively. And the first second deck I managed to build was a Gengar deck that was, whatever. And then I had just those 2 decks for a little while after that. So it takes a minute, but then you just start, because as you're opening packs, right, you're opening partial pieces for a lot of things. So you end up feeling like you have nothing for a little while, and then suddenly you just start to have a bunch of options. That's kind of how it works with this. I think I need like one really solid, interesting game with this, but then I think I need like maybe one more other than that. We have a video. Just got a Brock rental deck. Brock isn't a very good trainer card. I think Brock is an amazing trainer card. It's just the Onix and the Golem are kind of mid. But they're gonna print more Onix and more Golem down the line, so we could see Brock like end up being really good. But also, once they add a Steelix, if the Steelix is good and requires like, if they print a metal Steelix that has like a 3 metal attack in order to be good, then Brock is gonna suck with that Steelix, right? But eventually they're gonna print a Steelix that has like 1 steel and 3 colorless to attack, and Brock is gonna be really good because you can start using it on the Onix and then evolve into Steelix and use whatever broken attack it has. But we're just not there yet. So I think Brock is inherently a very good card. I think it might even be better than Misty just because it always gets an energy. It's just Misty has way more targets than Brock does. So if Brock was just attach a fighting energy to a fighting Pokemon, I think that we'd all think it's amazing because then it has as many targets as Misty does, but it always hits. And one head flip with Misty's is plenty for it to be good. So, Anyways. My wife is reminding me to stand up periodically. But I'll never stand. Because I'm not from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Get it, chat? I don't get it. Well, I could attach active, and then I could start attaching to Onix as soon as I draw it, if I top deck it next turn. I could also attach to this Pidgey, so that if my Pidgeotto ends up dying for the cause next turn, which seems somewhat likely unless we top deck Pidgeot. Okay, if I top deck Pidgeot, it's fine. We'll just attach to the active Pidgeotto. And if we top deck Onix, then we didn't top deck Pidgeot, and the Pidgeotto's going to die anyway, so yeah. Steel with a metal fighting attack. I don't know that Steelix is going to have a metal fighting attack, but I could definitely see it having a metal colorless attack. You know, if it has one metal, 3 colorless, then the Brock works just fine. Alright, we didn't top deck anything we wanted, which is perfect. You know, it's always good to get wrecked, in my opinion. You know, every once in a while, you just got to get a little wrecked. Keep you honest. Blaine, I think, is also going to be a card that is going to feel bad for a while, but someday just there's going to be a good Rapidash or something, and it's going to feel crazy. I think the Ninetales is already good enough, but it might need some better support. Like a better... Like, if a Magmar or Magmortar comes out... Well, Blaine wouldn't work for Magmortar, right? Brock works for Steelix, because you can attach in the Onix stage and then evolve, but Blaine does not work for Magmortar, so never mind. So if they come out with a decent Magmar, or they come out with a decent Rapidash to be like the second card for... Are you kidding me, deck? You big stinky potato. What are you doing to me right now? Why does it have to be this way, chat? Why does it always have to be this way? But yeah, like, Blaine is really good, and, you know, maybe they'll come out with an even better Ninetales. I think my bare minimum fix I would love for these is things with Onix in the name, right? Or, like, better example would probably be Golem in the name. So if they ever come out with a Golem EX, you could still use Brock on that. But I do think that the fact that they're incredibly restrictive is a little frustrating. Like, it would be more fun if Brock was just attached to a fighting energy. I think, or attached to a fighting Pokemon. I think in the case of... Is it worth potioning? If I potion twice, then they have to send Arbok up to knock out Pidgeotto. They can't just poison me first with Koga on my Onix. So that's my excuse for doing this. Then we talk out, if we top deck Giovanni, it'll be really good. So yeah, as it's written right now, if they ever print a Golem EX, you can't use Brock on Golem EX, which is a little awkward, I think. But also, I feel like I would like it to hit the whole line, right? Like, the fact that you can't use Brock on Golem until it becomes a Golem is so awkward. Like, why can't it hit Geodude or Graveler? So yeah, I think it would have been much cleaner if Brock hit all fighting Pokemon and if Blaine hit all fire Pokemon, but... And if you could use Blaine with Centiskorch and Arcanine, they would be very good. Alright, I lose. It's a disaster, chat. I need a Giovanni here. That would be broken? I don't know if it would be broken. With Brock, what fighting Pokemon becomes broken if you can Brock? Like, Machamp would be playable. So, Machamp wouldn't be broken. Blaine, I think, is another story. Like, being able to use Blaine on Centiskorch, I think, would be good. But I also don't think that... Oh, now you show up, Pidgeot, thank you. Am I okay here, actually? Huh. And I basically need to hit the other Onix this turn. Or they could just not hit a Weezing. Oh, they got it. But if I hit the other Onix this turn, I can retreat and start powering up the other Onix. And then they can Sabrina me and I'll lose, but, you know. If they don't have Sabrina. Great. Alright, that's an L. Yeah, the fire deck is already pretty awkward, right? Like, the Charizard version of it is pretty bad. Would it make the Arcanine Centiskorch version good, though? Probably. Might be a little nasty. Alright, I'm gonna be back in 2 seconds. Primate? Meh. Primate needs that Mankey. It needs a way to damage itself. I'm back. Let's go. How's monetization for this game? It's alright. I think it's gonna get even better once Trade gets released, but we'll see how that goes. Like, there's an important element of the monetization for this game that isn't in the game yet. Like, trading is coming, and depending on how that's implemented, you know, it'll be very good. I think it's alright as it is. I think it actually is pretty free-to-play friendly, currently. You just, like, you don't get everything right away. You have to kind of chill with garbage for a little bit. But then once you've chilled with garbage for just a little bit, it ends up being pretty good. I have the Giovanni, so I don't want to gust. I think this is alright. Maybe I should have... I could have gusted this turn and Brocked this turn. And hoped to draw the second Brock, which I did. And been able to... Brock attach next turn. I don't know. Hopefully we just draw a Pidgeotto. No, I do have Pidgeotto. We're fine. Yeah. The one thing I don't like about using the mouse is I'm much less dexterous with it. So I end up... I end up doing, like, starting to close the game occasionally. What's Gust mean? This attack is called Gust. Normally when I'd say Gust, I guess it would mean pick Pokemon on your opponent's deck and switch it with the active Pokemon, but in this context, I meant attack with the move called Gust. I got your recommended Mewtwo deck day one with a single craft, so you can definitely free to play. Yeah, I think, you know, depending on your luck. So they never knock out my Pidgeot this turn. Oh, but I attached an Onix like a dumb bee. So, whoops. In that case, I am going to retreat. Here I go. If they evolve to Curlia, I'll Pidgeot and knock it out before it can become a Gardevoir. But as it is, I want to pressure the Mewtwo down so that they don't just manually attach it all the way up to be able to side drive, right? It'll be a little awkward if they have a potion. Yeah. Yeah, I think I side drive Giovanni here, and the reason is, or drive off Giovanni, and the reason is they can only side drive me once if they don't have a Gardevoir. And then I do this to prevent the Giovanni Psysphere. Because if this had 60 HP, they could Giovanni and Psysphere me so that they still had the side drive up to be able to knock out my next thing. You just want to play the funny green eggs deck. I can't wait until they come out with trading, because I think we're all going to like the game a lot better. I have managed to build Dragonite and Marowak EX completely hunting for 2 Gardevoirs. Unlucky. Well, it's cool that like the Mewtwo pack is a good pack to go into because excuse me, there's so much other stuff for other decks. Like it might just be the best pack, right? You get a lot of really cool stuff out of the Mewtwo pack. So I don't know what my opponent's play here is going to be. It's got to basically just be retreat, send up the other Mewtwo. Maybe ideally they'd have 2 X speed. And then they could retreat while keeping the energy and continue to attach to the benched one. But then they'd still need to retreat the active one, so that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, they were in a tough spot. Right. Whatever pack has like if you want a specific deck, whatever pack has that deck is obviously going to be the best one. But if you want to like get your value from multiple decks in a single pack, I think Mewtwo is the best one. Either that or it isn't. Potion being useful? I mean, like all of the bad cards have their uses, right? Like Potion, especially because the average card quality is kind of low in the game overall. Potion has its moments, but I just think it's like a card that's generally not useful, which is why I try not to include it. But it can definitely help you avoid breakpoints like in that last game. Sabrinas are a great pack point spin though, yeah, I agree. You assume Potion is really good because breakpoints are so specific. It can be good because breakpoints are specific, but it can also be useless because most of the best Pokemon have so much damage that they do. So like, if your Pokemon if my Onix, for example, has 110 health, and I'm up against Pikachu EX, my opponent does 90 twice, the Potion never helps me there. So, and like, you know, Mewtwo and Charizard EX, those decks are looking to one-shot everything most of the time. So by and large, I think Potion is not as useful as other cards could be, you know, as the other cards in your deck. So you're really only running it because you don't have access to a better card. But the fact that some things like the first attack on Mewtwo and whatever can be relevant occasionally makes it, I think, one of the best filler cards you can play, if that makes sense. So I think you're going to find that Potion, on average, is going to be much, much better in your deck than Red Card, which I think is the next best filler card. But once we get more cards, it's going to be the first thing to go. You're going to see Potion cut from a ton of decks once there are more cards, more trainer card options. And, you know, Red Card even has its moments, right? Red Card, it's harder to see if your Red Card was good on this side of the table, but like every once in a while you get Red Card in and it's devastating. But, you know, for every time that happens, there are 2 times where your opponent Red Cards you and you were going to lose if they hadn't. So like, you know, Red Card is also a card that can be useful and devastating sometimes. It's just on average it's pretty low impact or no impact. I have a lot of opponents playing Mewtwo today. It's just a Mewtwo kind of day. I actually cut Potion from Venusaur EX. Valued Sabrina more on Blue Train's advice. It's just like, just because your deck is a healing deck doesn't mean you would want to run a suboptimal healing card, right? You have a good healing card, Erica, and you have the attack on Venusaur. So I actually cut those for Sabrina's. You're right. Yeah, I thought the logic was really good, Blue Train. Like you said that, and then I sat there thinking about it. I cut Potion from everything else. Why do I still want it in this deck? So yeah, I think you know, you have the right idea there. And I think Potion is fine in decks where this is an L, right? We can't win this one because they're gonna have enough to knock out my first attacker. Maybe I'll stick it out for I'm gonna chill. We'll just evolve this one. I think I'll stick it out for 1 because if they never get out of Gardevoir, right, and we top deck Brock here, so they Side Sphere, take the knockout on this Pidgey. Next turn they Side Drive, knock out the Onix. Then they attach another energy. They take 70 damage from the Onix. They've taken 70 damage from the Onix. But I'll have Pidgeot out. I think I have to top deck Brock, right? So I top deck Brock so I can attach to Pidgey and to Onix next turn. And then... oh, unlucky. What? Do they fear the... fear the Onix damage, huh? Man, maybe I should have just chilled. Because like as it is, I still need a Giovanni to finish this off, and I don't have a secondary attacker yet. I guess I can send up Pidgeotto and attack with that. But my opponent's hand is huge, right? So there's got to be Curly and Gardevoir in there. I think I just lose this one. Now I'll need you to convince you to play Lapras and Water. That one I think isn't good, right? Lapras has 2 retreat costs. So Lapras has an attack that isn't good unless you high roll Misty. And I don't know why I did what I just did, but I did do it. Alright, I'm gonna rely on them. If they have Gardevoir, I lose. But if they don't, I could win this. Like, it's too hard to retreat the Lapras when it comes out, and its attack isn't good until you high roll Misty. So I think I'd rather play Baby Articuno in that slot. To be fair, I haven't tried it. Yeah, I agree, Hope Farron. You can retreat Lapras with 1 energy and 1x speed. I don't think that's as good as being able to retreat with 1 energy or 1x speed. It's like I'd already like probably rather have Baby Articuno in that slot if I was gonna run more. I've generally been happy with Starmie and Articuno EX though. My thoughts on Lapras EX, like in the TCG. First time watching Pocket, are games always as fast as these last 3? Not necessarily, but mostly. It's meant to be a fast game. It offers a bulky pivot with a reasonable retreat cost. It's just like, I don't really care about dealing 1 for 20. So Baby Articuno has the same health with a better retreat cost and an attack that is also good if I high roll Misty. So like, if I was going to run an extra one, I think that's what I would do over the Lapras. But like I said, I haven't tried it, so for all I know, I'm missing out with the Lapras. I think I only have 1 Lapras too. Like, I didn't pull Lapras until way late. I have like 1 regular Lapras. Alright, we're in a pretty good spot. 3 energy on a Baby Artie for attack feels blah. I agree, but I think Lapras is also 4 energy for an attack. I know it can attack for 1, but I think that attack isn't worth using in too many slots for me to think that it's better than Baby Articuno. Is my thoughts on that. Like, they're both cards where you need to get a heavy Misty for them to be worth including. So the retreat cost, I think, is more impactful to me on Baby Articuno than the ability to deal 1 for 20 is on the Lapras. So they red carded me, which I think is incredibly rude, because I was going to be able to hit them for damage this turn. So rude, chat. I guess I'm going to attach active and start doing my bird thing. Oh, there's a Lapras EX coming in the event? Skill issue for me or skill issue for the opponent? Let's find out. Oh my goodness. I have a throbbing skill issue. That's disgusting. How am I so bad at this game? Nasty. That's just GG though, right? Like, what even saves me here? A retreat. Seems odd. Why wouldn't they just want to attack with Articuno? Brock off the top. Alright, the skill issue continues. Thank you for exposing my skill issue. Lapras EX Pocket. $140, 3 retreat cost, bleh. Bubble Drain, 3 for 80 and heal 20. Yeah, it's alright, but it's another Pokemon where you have to high roll Misty for it to be good. And that retreat cost is obscene, so I don't think it's going to be good. Too bad no amount of attacks can help with the Misty skill issue. It's true. It's true. You hate to see it. You hate to see the Marshy suffer at the cold hand of the skill issue. All water Pokemon being balanced around Misty was a mistake. I don't think water Pokemon are being balanced around Misty. I think the suboptimal water Pokemon are considerations because of the existence of Misty. Because, like, Machamp EX, for example, you know, if Brock could hit all fighting instead of just hit Onix and Brock, you know, Machamp EX would be a good card. But, like, you know, if there was no Misty, we wouldn't even talk about Lapras EX. We'd be like, alright, that's garbage. That's the big stinky doo-doo. Poo-poo doo-doo, stinky poop times. Right? Renee wasn't paying attention to my gibberish. I was just baking some stew. It's the type of thing where if you'd been paying attention, you would have rolled your eyes at me. Alright. Are we gonna be able to Pidgeot our opponent into sadness? Hi, Joshy Fluffy. Hi, Kazakhstan. How do you guys feel about Diglett? Alright, my opponent literally never flips heads here. I know my opponent has the skill issue. I can feel it. Actually, it doesn't matter, right? Because if they roll heads, we just Pidgeot them out of the way and carry on with our day. So yeah, you do whatever feels right, coin flip wise. I guess I'd prefer them get tails because I want to knock out the active, but haha, get wrecked, get wrecked. Get Pidgeotted. Do I heal this? I kind of want to not heal it because I don't think there's anything in that deck that can knock me out this coming turn. But I do kind of want to get red carded. So like if I have 4 cards, they might red card me. If I have 3, they're probably not going to red card me. But if they red card me, I could get like an Onix, or a Brock rather, to start powering up another attacker. I went to a pre-release once and a dude got rolled by Dugtrio and raged, so he has a special place in your heart. That's what's up. This is exactly what's up. Have you seen people running fossils to protect against Sabrina? I have, yeah. I think it's an interesting choice. Well, how much damage does Golem have 2 attacks, or does it have just that one? Hey, what just happened? Don't do that ever. What was I gonna do? I was gonna check. Golem just has the one attack, is that true? Yeah. I think I want to drive off. Hi MartianBuu, playing Pocket TCG here as well. I just opened 30 packs. I got like 4 Gardevoirs and 4 Worlds, but no Curlias. Yeah, it's kind of funny that the game is built that way. Anyways, I think there's no reason to use or not to use potions, so... Does it have 130 HP? No, it has... Wait, what's the total on this? Is it 120? Or is it 130? Why won't it tell me? It's 130. Okay, so I'll use it. Why the Nido Pokemon are dark instead of poison is beyond you. Because if they had a type for every Pokemon in the game, then, like, if they had a type for every type in the Game Boy, they would have too many types. So they consolidated a bunch of types, and poison got consolidated into dark. What's my current favorite deck? I like Dragonite with Baby Articuno and Misty is probably my favorite deck right now. You're curious, Pikachu Zapdos or no Zapdos? You're on no Zapdos? I mean like no Zapdos EX? Or no Baby Zapdos? No Zapdos EX? Interesting. I generally think that the Zapdos EX is the best partner for... Pikachu EX, and I haven't really considered not running it. You just got Mewtwo EX? Neat. Congratulations. What's your thoughts on not running Zapdos EX? Does Fossil stop Pidgeot from working too? Wait, can the fossils not be Sabrina? Isn't the idea with the fossils to like send up the fossil and then discard it? Or does it literally stop it? You can front load 2 1-prizers and clean up with Pika. I see. Interesting. I haven't tried it, so I don't know. The Golem has a jillion... I should just hit the Golem, shouldn't I? Or hit the Graveler. I don't think driving off is the play here. Well, if you don't run Zapdos, then... I don't know. I feel like powering up the Zapdos is better than powering up most anything else early if it's not going to be Pikachu EX. I think it's your most solid backup plan for early game. Like, putting energy on Electrode means you've probably lost. And, like, Raichu I think is good, but I think it's good as a finisher. I don't think it's good as, like, getting early attacks in. So, I would say, having not tried it, and only just now starting to think about the possibility of cutting Zapdos, I think that there's probably almost no upside to doing that, but... The Snipe from Zebstrika is great. I think it's also good as a finisher. I mean, it kind of sets things up maybe too, but... Like, I like that as a finisher more than a, you know, an initial Pokemon. So, I don't know. I would have to try it to change my opinion, I guess. It sounds like it wouldn't be worth it to me. Alright, I think we have plenty of Onix games, so... right? I think I have 7 marks for Onix and only 4 for Nidoqueen. Alright, so we can move on. Alright, do you guys want Misty's water stuff with Greninja? Or do you want Wheezing Hypno? You guys can make your opinions known while I go use the special Marshy room. Have any of you guys had to take allergy medication? I have some allergy medication I'm supposed to take up my nose right now. Hypno. I have 3 Gold Star Mewtwo EX and 0 Curlias. It's funny. Have you tried Onix with the Kabutops line? I think I only have 1 Kabutops, so I haven't tried it. Kabutops is one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. Kabutops is my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon, so it'd be nice to play a Kabutops deck, but I only have 1 so far. Nasal sprays are gross, but they definitely work, yeah. They're a little gross. I only recently started trying them. Nobody voted for Misty, it looks like. Raichu Surge Finisher is the most fun you have. I think that's easily the most fun Pika build. What about making a Pichu EX Starmie EX deck if they're the best 2 cards? Yeah, for sure. That's how that works. All right, I'll build the Hypno thing. I have to craft a Hypno, so 1 moment. Excuse me. Hypno. Right, I only have 1 of these. It's true. Alright, let me check the Wonder Trades first. Before I use my precious PP. Okay. So there's the special Meowth. Oh, it's no cost? Alright. Let's roll it. I don't wanna, I wanna just queue random ladder, I'm sorry. Meowth? Unlucky. Okay, is there a Hypno here? I kinda wanna save. Are all the promo Wonder Picks free? Ooh, I like the way that. See, like this Zapdos I think looks cool. I don't love the rainbow one. Chansey pick cost 2. The Meowth one is always free, or sometimes it's 2? The 2 costs are guaranteed Pokemon? Is it guaranteed, like, promo Pokemon, or is it guaranteed... Meowth is always free? Alright. Well, there's that at least, I guess. Wow. Alright. Alright, Hypno. Yeah, I hate buying rares with pack points, but what can you do? Usually it's like 2 Chanseys and 3 Meowths. Ah, I see. Alright, well that's alright. Alright, now we can build the deck. Oh, I can't build a new deck from here? Lame. So we want... Psychic. Wait, where is it? Alright, there it is. So we get our Hypno. Then we want Dark. So we get Coughing, Wheezing. Then... I wonder, like, is Koga even good? Martian back on the glasses team, hell yeah. I'm actually, so I went through my little try him out bit of contacts, so I don't have the option to play with, or to use contacts again until I get my full stock, which isn't until like next week. So I was thinking Koga's, but now I'm wondering if maybe Koga is too awkward. Like, if I could fit our baby Articuno and Misty like I originally planned, and just not run Koga, I think that would be better. But I do want Sabrina and I do want Giovanni, so let me see how the rest of this deck looks first. Alright, so I can fit, if I don't run Koga, I can fit Misty and Articuno if I cut like one Sabrina and one Giovanni. I kind of want to try it like that. Alright, so let's go. But then, like, without Koga, we're never poisoning with Wheezing and then coming up with Articuno to paralyze, which was kind of the point of having that too. So I don't know, this might be dumb. This is dumb. Alright. So we have 4 missing slots, which means we have room for either Koga or another Pokemon. Drowsy has 2 retreat cost? This deck is doomed. This deck is unplayable. Drowsy has 2 retreat cost. What a waste! Oh my... Wait, this is a waste. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize Drowsy had 2 retreat cost. So we lose every game we start Drowsy? Do I just play it anyway? I'm gonna play the stupid Greninja deck. I'm sorry. I have to let this idea cook. I have to reimagine it now that I've discovered that. So I'll just play this deck as it's ready to go. All right, so this one I have added in the Froakie line without cutting anything. I see a lot of people cutting Articuno when they play it this way. So that's a thought. But yeah, because of that, I have only 1 Sabrina, and I have only 1 X speed, and if I cut the Articunos, I could go 2 X speed and 2 Sabrina, or 1 X speed, 2 Sabrina, and... Well, we don't need Sabrina as much with Greninja, so we could, like, running 1 Sabrina seems fine in a Greninja list. So if I cut the Articunos, it would just be, like, X speed and Giovanni. I think this is fine as is. Have I flared any cards? No. I did 1 just to complete that mission, but I don't use it. All right. Going second. Look at that. Well, we're up against the lightning deck, which is a little devastating. We get first attachment, which is nice. And this is like as good of a hand as we could have had, I think. Man, do I even want to bench that? Maybe I don't. Because they're never gonna... Well, okay, they could Giovanni and mock me out this turn, actually, now that I think about it. So maybe I do need more basics. Can we get a Froakie, please? Froakie 1 time. Ugh, fine. I play on iPhone. Is it impossible to play it on PC, or I need an Android for that? The only way to play on PC is to still play on your iPhone, but airdrop it onto PC. I can't believe that Drowsy has 2 retreat cost. I'm so upset about it. Especially because I discovered it after I spent the pack points on Hypno. Oh my goodness. I was initially pretty happy with X speed working the way it does, but you know, as I play the game more, I really wish it just had Switch. The fact that it doesn't have Switch is kind of sad. Because, like, only Pokemon that are already good get to be any good, you know? Like, there's so many high retreat cost Pokemon that just kind of get hosed. Alright, I would rather hit either of those than the current active. Opponent did not like that. Look at that. 1 Sabrina was all it took to win an unfavored matchup. Get wrecked, Jack. That's even your real name. Oh, I forgot to think. Okay, so before they refreshed the shop, there was like no point in having tickets. So I kind of got out of the habit of thanking every time because it's just like an extra animation. But now that, you know, people need tickets, I want to get back into the habit. Alright, we're going second, which is good. Guess we send that up to start. And cards. Yeah. I tried a Hypno Machamp, and when it worked, it worked. But when I didn't work, sad. But when it didn't work, sad. Yeah. That's the thing, is like, I could see it being fine as long as you don't start Drowsy, but then you definitely need more, because I was going to run Hypno Wheezing, but you definitely need more basics if you're going to run someone like Drowsy, where you just lose if you start with it. So I don't know. I don't know about that. Pretty sad. It explains why I don't see more Hypno, though, because I feel like if Drowsy had 1 retreat cost, Hypno would be so splashable. You just put it in whatever. You could even put it in an Articuno deck. You just run Articuno as your only attacker Pokemon and have Drowsy Hypno on the bench to slow people down and stuff. Yeah, like, you could do that, but nobody does it, and now I know why. Drowsy has 2 retreat cost. Brutal. Brutal. One of these days, I'm gonna need to draw a Spaghetti. A Froakie. Now I want to collect real Pokemon cards, but I'm afraid to join that world. Most Pokemon cards are pretty affordable, unless you want to chase like the prettiest, like most rare things. It's a pretty good habit, I think. Did I test OSMA Articuno? What does that mean? What's OSMA Articuno? My opponent sent up something I could knock out. That's interesting. Oh, Amistar. No, I'm not sure I have... Oh, not the skill issue. I'm not sure I have 2 Amistar yet. But I'm kind of interested. I think running the Amistar line and just Articuno is has a lot higher potential to be worth doing than just running Articuno, right? I think that's much more interesting, but yeah. Wait till some dark support comes out. Yeah, I think Wheezing is just waiting on any secondary thing to play with it to be really good. One day you'll get the cards to use your full art Misty. Yeah, one day. I think it'll happen sooner than you think. My opponent is about to get wrecked by their water weakness. My big opinion on what's happening here. Where's my Froakie? Starmie having free retreat cost is so stupid. I just compare Starmie to Marowak, right? 10 less HP, alright, that kind of matters. But higher average damage and free retreat cost. You know, and Marowak has 2 retreat cost, right? Right? Like, ugh. Starmie is so stupid compared to Marowak. Marowak sucks, I always lose the coin flicks. Ugh, not the skill issue. So relatable. Do you think they'll implement onto Switch? Unlikely? I play this only a couple games off stream, and like when you get the Greninja out, it actually does feel really helpful, but I think it's like not worth it. Mostly. Marowak rocks, I always win coin flips. Well, it sounds like you have a skill abundance, which is good for you. Does Froakie even exist? There he is. Good job, Froakie. I think we could be in a good spot this game if we get a Misty soon. If we don't, I think we might be in a rough spot. I feel like any Pokemon with Zero Retreat has to be good. I think any Pokemon with Zero Retreat has an above average likelihood to be good. Like, I don't think Electrode is great in the Lightning deck, but I think the reason it's one of the best Stage 1 options for that deck is because it's free retreat. You know, it makes you very Sabrina resistant. So, but I don't think, like, for example, I don't know. I was about to say, like, I don't think, you know, a 30 HP Pokemon with free retreat and no other upside would be good, but I don't even think that's true. I think that does, like, you would want to maybe run that in some decks for the sake of playing around Sabrina. So maybe you're right. A stage 2 with no other reason to be played. Oh my goodness, look at the skill abundance. So talented, chat. How does he do it? How does he do it? How does he stay so based? Okay, so like a stage 2 Pokemon with free retreat cost, but no good ability and no good attack, you know, that's not going to be good. But, and to your point, the bar a Pokemon with free retreat cost has to get to is much lower than a Pokemon with high retreat cost. Did I see the Lapras EX card? I did. I did see that earlier this stream. It's like another Pokemon that's only good if you high roll Misty, so I don't know that it's good, but yeah. We haven't had a good Greninja game yet, right? Like, these have mostly just been like normal Misty stuff games. Greninja feels like Winmore, yeah. I think, generally I think that the Greninja list is not good compared to a regular list. Do I still play the regular TCG off stream? I do. I have a regional coming up soon, and I'm still not 100% sure which deck I'm going to play. I'm leaning something with Dusknoir. I think I might take Terapagos just because I'm the most familiar with it now, but I think it has some pretty, like, blaring weaknesses that I don't want to, like, travel to a regionals and then just get wrecked by everyone who knows how to play around Terapagos stuff. Then I'm also considering Dragapult, but I think very similarly, the list feels like really tight, and also like it doesn't have room for things like Manaphy that I wanna include to protect my bench stuff. So it's awkward for that reason. I otherwise like that one though. I'm kind of considering Raging Bolt, but I'd have to play it a lot more. Like, I haven't been playing Raging Bolt, so I don't have, it's like learning a deck from scratch, right? Like, I haven't been playing decks that are Raging Bolt adjacent either. So, I don't have any skill to transfer like I do with Dragapult. So, I'm also considering Regidrago. But anyways, then, like, we have Ceruledge and Archelodon, which are coming out in the next set, and I'm vaguely interested in playing both of those. Look at us just, like, steamrolling our opponent for playing Misty deck. Like, we're just playing the water deck and winning. Who even cares about Greninja? I don't. You put him in your deck, put him on your deck, it doesn't matter, you're just gonna win. Was thinking in Waterbox, since having 6 basics makes Sabrina so much worse, but 3 retreat costs hurts a lot. Oh, for the... Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I think I would go Baby Articuno if I was gonna add. Like when it comes to Articuno EX, Staryu, like Articuno EX Starmie, I would add Baby Articuno before I would add anything else, including the upcoming Lapras EX. Greninja Wheezing is a hoot? Well, I should try that sometime. That sounds cool. I could see that being interesting. I mean, especially if I could run Hypno, but maybe that's too much for a deck, right? So 4, 10, 14. You only have room for Professor's Research, Pokeball, and one other thing. Maybe I'll try that next time. Because I was trying to build a Wheezing Hypno deck, and then I realized the Drowsy had 2 retreat costs, and I was like, wow, that's garbage. It's a little poopy stew. Which one should I go for? Mewtwo, Charizard, or Pikachu? I think Pikachu is like the most interesting deck in the game right now. So like if you want to have a good deck that's also a fun deck, I think you go with the Pikachu deck. If this deck is good, the one my opponent's playing, but it is the most linear deck in the game. So it gets stale really quick in my opinion. You just like, you live or die by attacking with Mewtwo. There are no alternate lines. There are no alternate attackers. It's very straightforward. So if you want like any kind of variety in your gameplay, this is the worst deck you can build, in my opinion. So if you don't really care about that type of thing, then then going for the Mewtwo pack is good because it has other decks you can build along the way. Mewtwo pack has Dragonite though? Yeah, exactly. So like the Dragonite deck is incredibly interesting. Like I think Dragonite and Pikachu EX have the most replay value as far as like which deck to build. Oh, they got me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, can Marshy get the X speed? That's not an X speed. X speed? One time? Every time? Unlucky. I guess I'll retreat. That Gardevoir is looking mighty scary there, but you know, maybe we could skill abundance a top deck to Misty and catch up. So anyway, if they don't get a Gardevoir here, we can still knock that out because we'll have Greninja. You impact a second. Well, that Sabrina's so good for me. I don't care if Staryu dies here. I impact a second Venusaur EX. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I pulled one Venusaur EX early, and it took me forever to pull the second one. Like, way too long. Alright, now I think we just win the video game. Right? We play this, we do this. Opponent, you were supposed to draw... You were supposed to draw Gardevoir. What are you doing? What are you doing over there? What's up with that? Never mind, you're still missing Ivysaur, and that's how it is. That's how it goes. I don't think Sleet Skater should be able to target someone that's already frozen. Well, that's a take. Take of all time. MartianBuu Pocket on MartianBuu's stream. Is there some collab you guys are doing? Yes. We ended up being the same person after all. My opponent has to, like, Professor Oak into both Gardevoir, but yeah, they don't have it. If they had one, they would have played it, surely, right? Surely. Surely they would have played it. Where should my Shuriken go? I don't think it matters. Because we can Shuriken a Gardevoir next turn. If they retreat for a Gardevoir to avoid getting damaged, and they also have a potion. So I think we're okay. They would have to be like holding a Gardevoir for the fun of it, and then top deck the other Gardevoir, evolve them both, and side drive me for the knockout. That's how we lose in this spot. When you say Shirley Tim, who is Tim? So there was this one time I was titling a Hearthstone deck. So it was like, this will be good, Shirley. Maybe the title was Shirley this time or something like that. But anyways, it cut it off at Tim. Like the E didn't fit in the title. So I started saying Shirley Tim. I don't know. It's really stupid. It's like the worst inside joke that nobody remembers. I think I'd like, for this video, I'd like 2 more games where Greninja matters, and then I think I'm solid, ready to go. Yeah, basically Crystal Skull. Ooh boy. Ooh boy, Marshy Blow Nose time. And I'm back. I'm as back as I've ever been. Here's an Articuno. Ooh, could we get... Are we going first? Oh, we're going first? Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Misty, please. I've never gotten to do this. I've had it happen to me a few times, but I've never actually gotten to do this myself. Let's give the opponent a taste of the skill issue, all right? No! Someday. Someday I'll be the one to roll 9 heads on the first turn. Yeah, that's true, Pipeman. I asked the question and got pulled away from the computer. I guess I'll never know. No way! I was playing... When I was titling an old Hearthstone deck, I was titling it something along the lines of, like, Surely This Time. And there wasn't enough space in the title for the whole thing, so the E didn't fit. And so I kept it as Shirley This Tim, and then started saying Shirley Tim. That's the extent of the joke. So when I would go to say Shirley This Time, instead I say Shirley Tim. Froakie! Let's go! We got the Froakie chat. For all the good that'll do us. Do we think my Articuno's gonna die before it gets to... Right? Like, if they just evolve that, our Articuno is toasty roasty before it ever gets to attack, so... You laughed both times? Neat. Still feel funny spending Articuno out against a Poniard turn 1? Oh yeah, I guess it does. Alright, my opponent gets to start off with a disgusting 2-point lead for no good reason. But it's gonna be okay, chat. I guarantee it. Shirley Tim fans hate Shirley Temple. I like the idea of Shirley Temple. Is this minus 20 from attacks or just 20 generally? It's from attacks, right? Alright, so we can Greninja this thing. That's pretty good. We'll start chipping away at that Melmetal on the bench. While deck building, if I search at stage 2, show me the basic in stage 1 too. Yeah, I do think that the search function is a little awkward. I tend not to use it for that reason. Not that specific reason, but why didn't they take the knockout here? They want to strand me? Alright. Misty, can you behave this time? No! Disaster. Yeah, I think they just want, like, some time to pass so that they can they can attack with Melmetal there. So maybe if they're not gonna do that, we'll just slowly attack Articuno. You have to ask nicely. All right. Player skill issue. I know it's a terrible case of the skill issue. You hate to see it. I wonder if I shouldn't have... Yeah, I shouldn't have played the Staryu, right? I should have played Froakie. Because we could get out a second for Greninja, and that'd be really helpful. Uh-oh. No! Don't do it! Oh, they've already attached an energy, though. We're fine. Oh, we even got the Frogadier. Boo! Alright, I think I have a plan for a 6 Sabrina play next turn. Unless they attach to Mawile and try to flip heads. Hi Martian, kinda curious. From what I saw, best decks are like Mewtwo EX, Pikachu EX, and Venusaur EX. But from what I heard, Venusaur EX is good because it handles Starmie and Articuno decks well. I don't think the Venusaur EX is good. I think it's okay. If you want to have my full thoughts, I actually had a recent tier list video on my Pocket channel. So, I think Venusaur is like tier 3. And I think the difference between tier 3 and tier 2 is much larger than the difference between tier 2 and tier 1. I think Pikachu EX, Water Box, and Mewtwo EX are the 3 great decks in Pokemon Pocket. And everything else is just kind of mid. I don't even think there's any like niche counter strategies, right? Oh, I didn't get to do my funny Sabrina strat. I was gonna Sabrina to move the 30 HP thing to the bench, hit it with Greninja, and then Blizzard to knock it out, and still get to do 80 damage to something else. Water Box, so like Water Toolbox. So this is Water Box. I think this is the worst version of Water Box, but it's anything that has Misty plus Water Pokemon in it is what I would consider a Water Box. Greninja's really strong. It's really strong when you get it out, but the problem is stage 2s are really clunky right now. So like the reason that people play it is because Greninja is good. The problem is you have to find Froakie, and then you have to find Frogadier, and then you have to find Greninja, while also doing other stuff. So like you can play the deck. You don't need... It's not like Mewtwo EX or Charizard EX or Venusaur EX where you need the stage 2 to have the deck work. In this game, you don't need the stage 2 to have the deck work. You can play Water Box with just Articuno EX and Starmie, right? You don't need to include a stage 2. If you get the Greninja out, yeah, it's really good, but there's no reason to include a clunky stage 2 in your deck when the deck does just fine without it, is my opinion. Misty is busted. It is busted if you have a skill abundance like my opponent has, but as we've seen, I have a skill issue. So Misty is kind of trash. When I played TCG online, Greninja was a monster because of her candy. Word. Alright, can we have the skill abundance this time? I need 3 heads on this. If I don't get 3 heads, we lose. 1 heads? Nope. Alright. Do I even attack with this thing? Or should I start powering up the Greninja? And yeah, even if we gotten 2 heads with the Misty, would have been okay, right? Brutal! No! Goodbye. Luck correlates to skill. Too true. Who would you put Butterfree with? What does the Butterfree do? It does like heal for 30 once, right? Once per turn? Is that what it is? Once during your turn, you may heal 20 from each of your Pokemon? I think I'd put it with Exeggutor. You can almost put it with Venusaur, right? Because Caterpie finds grass Pokemon. I think if you put it with Venusaur, your deck's gonna be a little bit too clunky, but Butterfree Exeggutor sounds kind of good. Or kind of something. Because Exeggutor already also has a completely unreasonable amount of health, but that way you're including a Stage 2 support Pokemon with a not Stage 2 attacker, which I think is generally the way you want to do it. Can you duel with me? Maybe someday you'll run into me. Does playing online matches give any rewards? You get experience for winning. Speaking about Stage 2 evolutions being clunky, I really enjoy the Dragonite deck. Too bad it's a pain to get the second stage out as well as stacking 4 energy on it. I know. It's so brutal to get it set up, but it's so satisfying whenever you do. Hey, Froakie. Uh-oh. Opponent is on track. Even if they have the X speed for next turn, they're still not Psybolting me, though. If we can get Misty and some heads, it'd be a pretty good spot. Maybe I'm seeing why people cut the Articuno EX from this. Because, like, it is a little awkward to have a 2 retreat cost Pokemon when you also have a Stage 2. I feel very, like, whenever I have Articuno, it feels very stuck. That matters to me a lot less when my extra slots are in support cards. But when my extra slots are an evolution line, not quite as good, maybe? I don't know. Will I even try out the Bazaar? I've already tried it. I actually tried it before everyone else, like before a lot of other people got to try it, because I had a connection with Tempo Storm. And I think it's cool, and I will play it, and I will stream it, but I'm prioritizing this for now because constructed card games are more fitting with what I want to play than auto battlers. It's just unfortunate that the Bazaar and Pocket were released at the same time. When will the Rare Candy arrive in the game to completely break the evolution mechanic? I think Rare Candy in its current form would disproportionately affect my opponent's deck here. Because if you think about Dragonite and Venusaur EX and Charizard EX, you know, those decks need time to attach energy. So Rare Candy only helps you, like, not have to draw a stage 1, right? So that's the kind of consistency you get from Rare Candy in those decks. But in this deck, it speeds up when you can Psy Drive going first. I think I just lose, don't I? Like, I can start powering... Okay, I think what I have to do is I have to top deck Misty. Right, that's my out in this spot. If I'd had Frogadier this turn, I could have dealt 40, and the next turn I could have knocked out with Starmie, so it would have been worth it to start attaching to Starmie, but I didn't have Frogadier. So, like, if you have Rare Candy in this, you get to go Mewtwo Ralts on turn 1. On turn 2, you Rare Candy into Gardevoir, attach 2 energies in Psy Sphere, and then on turn 3, you're hitting with Psy Drive. Whereas before, you would only have 3 energies in that spot, and would have to Psy Sphere. So it speeds up going first with Mewtwo. So I think Rare Candy, I would much rather have Evo Soda. Evo Soda, I think, was the perfect card for this, as far as tutoring evolutions. Alright, Misty, come forth. That's not Misty. Excuse me, Mr. Non-Earth, maybe from Martian Streamer. Is this the new Hearthstone expansion? And did we finally get rid of those filthy Saiyans and their balls from dragons? Yes. Everything you just said is words. I guarantee it. Alright, here's an Articuno. I'm digging your hat lately. Well, thank you. My opponent has chosen to be a fire type into my water deck, which, you know, might be a skill issue for them. Or I won't draw any Misties and they'll just get to evolve really fast into Ninetales and blow me out before I ever get to attack. Alright. Will my opponent suffer the consequences of several head flips with Misty? Nope. I'm really bad at flipping heads with Misty today. Really bad. Hat isn't ridiculous enough. 0 out of 10. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. You hate to hear it. Uh-oh. Thank you, Scarlet Sash. Problem is, Articuno isn't actually a water type, so it didn't work. Oh my goodness, you're so true, Pigeon. You're so true. And they got a tail, so actually they sucked the whole time. They were the real skill issue. They got in their heads there, Articuno would be able to attack. Alright. Well, I don't know what my opponent's going to do there, but unless they have some crazy comeback thing, I don't think this one's going in the video. Yeah. Pigeon, have you downloaded Pocket yet? It's out for everyone now. If only there was a Steelix deck you could play. I'm hoping that, like, if they come out with a Steelix that has, like, a metal and 2 colorless to attack, I think that's going to be really cool. I hope it's going to be something like that. But give it time. You will do that? That's what's up. Going first... Articuno. Oh my goodness, okay. Can we please, one time. Please, 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 please. One basic, one basic, one basic. Okay, okay. I've never gotten to do this. Right? One time. Let me give my opponent... Oh my goodness. No! I want to do it one time! No! I've only ever been on the receiving end of first turn Blizzard. I wanna do it to somebody. No cheese for me. Disaster. When will Marshy get the cheese? You think opponent is hacking because playing cards against the streamer? I know, right? What's wrong with them? Only the sharpest cheese for Marshy? I guess so. I guess so. I think the Greninja version is so awkward compared to the regular version. I don't think there's much upside. Like, Greninja's stupid when it gets out, but like... I don't know. It's like... having to dedicate 6 slots to a stage 2 in a deck that works without a stage 2 in it, I don't think it's worth it. I think it's bad. That's my big opinion. So clunky. Did opponent not draw any more stuff? Julius coming in with the 2 months. Hello, Julius. I really appreciate the Prime, my friend. Thank you so much. Is my opponent trying desperately to not lose to me? Because I'm going to retreat. Oh. I'll miss you, Star You. Opponent is on the board. They have gotten a point. Froakie? Yay! I guess. I mean, do I really care about Froakie here? I don't think I do. I think it probably would have rather had a Staryu, to be honest. Oh well. Doesn't matter too much, we're just gonna win anyway. What's my opponent gonna do? Come at me with a wheezing? Hmm? I might have an unused Prime. Let me go check. Hey, that'd be sick. David Sensei, thank you so much for the Prime, my friend. Yeah, I see that's you from the YouTube chat. Thank you so much for the Prime. And thank you for being in YouTube chat and coming on over to Twitch just to give me the Prime. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And wow, my opponent is just like out there waiting to die. This is the most boring game I've ever played in my whole life. If you ignore any games that I might have played that were more boring than this one. Alright, opponent. How do you like your chances? Answer me that. How do you like your chances, opponent? Misty, you're supposed to do that on the first time so I can have my funny clip of me getting to roll my opponent. You don't have an unused rhyme? Is that because you used it on me already? I tried playing Greninja and I think he's fun but too slow. I completely agree. I think he's awkward for this deck. I think it's not worth it. The deck is just so clean otherwise. Like, both the Articuno and the Starmie, especially the Starmie, are really, really good already. And then you have so much room to run all of the good support things, and I don't know. It's just a really clean deck until you introduce Greninja. So, yeah. I'm still building decks go easy on you? I would never. I would literally never. You can get wrecked. That's my opinion. How does card collecting work in this? You get packs twice a day, and then you can get more packs with items. Every time you open a pack, you get a little bit of currency that you can spend to craft individual cards, and then people on your friends list, and if you don't have enough friends, random people from on the internet, well, there's a little Wonder Pick section where you get to see packs other people have opened, and you also have a currency that lets you try to get a card out of that pack. So like they have a few different ways to get packs. I explained the Wonder Pick thing terribly. It's a lot simpler than I made it seem. You get to see packs other people have opened, and you can spend the Wonder Pack specific currency to get a random card from that pack. Also, my opponent's running the based version of this. Look at them go. Am I participating in any tournaments? So I was thinking, like, maybe, because I'm going to stream on Sunday, but there's a tournament on Sunday. So I could, because the tournament starts around the time I was streaming, I could play in that tournament and stream in that tournament. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure I'm going to play in that. I have to, like, look at it again. And also, I'm like, I don't think I want to stream with a delay, and I don't think I want to stream in emote-only mode. So, depending on what the rules are, I might not. What booster pack is Greninja found in? I think it's the Charizard pack. Oh. Looks like Pokézone is down. No, it's still here. Looks like the cards and sets aren't working. I think it's the Charizard pack. I was gonna check for you, but... Alright, we have the dreaded Greninja online. We still do not have a good attacker, though. I'm going to start petting that Dragonair and get it chipped down as much as possible. It isn't Charizard, very good. The booster pack called Don't Open This Pack. You don't like the Charizard pack? I do think the Charizard pack seems like the worst pack. But what do I know? It's Pokemon Zone, right? Is the one I was just mentioning. Pokemon-zone.com is pretty handy. Normally, this time they forward the deck collection, so I couldn't look at it. I forget if I marked this, alright. Ninja wing. Let's get, I guess, I probably have enough already, but I'll try one or two more. Nice to meet me. Going second. There's a Staryu. We have two Misty, which is great, but we don't have a good Misty recipient. This would be a good Misty recipient if we had a Starmie in hand. It is so much better being able to play looking at my monitor. Remember when, before I set this up, when I had to look down at my iPad the whole time? So much better. Feels great. Look at this. And I'm getting used to the mouse thing. It was a little awkward to get used to it at first, but I'm pretty used to the Bluetooth mouse. It's got just a little bit of lag, and it's also a little stupid as far as like using a mouse on something that's meant to use a touchscreen. But I think I've largely gotten used to it. So, what did you set up? There's a thing called Let's View that you can put on your on your PC and your iPad to screen share better than just airdropping would. And I've been absolutely miserable with my Misty's flips today. It's a bit embarrassing, honestly. A bit embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie. Only a true rookie like me would get this many tails. My opponent is bad at drawing Ralts, which is good for me. Alright. Well, now what I'd love to do is get 3 heads on the... I mean, I'll even take 2 heads, Misty. If you could be... Oh. So my Staryu is going to die if I leave it up. Do I care about that? I guess not. It's a little bad. This Mewtwo deck seems like the thing to build around right now. Seems most consistent and most menacing. I think it's not as... I think it's the 3rd best deck. I think the better version of this deck is better than that because it's faster. And I think the Pikachu deck is the best deck because it's faster and more consistent. But I do think Mewtwo EX is one of the top decks. Like, those are the 3 decks that are the good decks, in my opinion. Everything else, I think, is worse than those 3. Those 3 are all kind of close, but I think Pikachu clears. So if I go 40... I think it's best to just Water Shuriken active. Stage 2 decks have a consistency problem in your opinion? They do. They do have a consistency problem. Very much so. But like, for a Stage 2 deck, this one is pretty consistent. Oh my goodness. Do you think they have 2 Gardevoirs? I've never seen it before. Like, if they attached that energy to the benched Mewtwo... Oh. You know what? If I don't top deck X speed, I'm gonna try... Oh. Wait, no. I wish I could do 20 to my own Froakie. Okay, this is talent, chat. This is talent right here. Oh my goodness. But yeah, if they had attached to the benched Mewtwo instead of the active one, they could have potentially gotten 2 Gardevoir out and... They could potentially gotten 2 Gardevoir out and knocked me out with Side Drive next turn. But now, I don't think there's a way they win this, right? Because even if they send up a Gardevoir, because I've done the 10 damage, it's going to be knocked out. They still have 1 more potion, actually. Yeah, so they could be okay. Are there Mewtwo decks without Gardevoir? There are not. That I know of. Do I like Greninja? No, I think it's like way worse to run it than to not. I think it's awful. I give it a poop minus. You know what? It occurs to me that I need to retreat this Articuno. Yeah, I think this is like you know, when you get out Greninja, it's handy, but the deck didn't need it, right? It didn't need the extra Greninja utility, and it just adds a bunch of clunkiness for very minimal payoff. I don't want to see another Sabrina here. Another Sabrina here would be bad. Ah, stop that. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, because I don't have another X speed, right? So I think we lose this one after all. Greninja is strong in paper. Yeah, there have been several good Greninjas. There's a great Greninja right now. There's two great Greninjas right now. I mean, there's one like ridiculously stupid basic Greninja, and then a Greninja EX that's pretty good. But like Greninja has had its moments in the paper TCG for sure. There's also like there's a Greninja EX that I think is the one that shuffled itself into your deck. Was it the Greninja EX that shuffled itself into your deck? Like a Greninja GX, I think, actually, was what it was. That would shuffle itself in your deck. That one was good. And there was a basic Greninja. What did it do? It did something when it evolved. That was good. Was it the items one? I think of Inteleon. But I think there might have been a Greninja with that too. Anyways. Yeah, there have definitely been good Greninjas. There have been a lot of good Greninjas. The Radiant Greninja, the basic one, I think might be, like, it's in the running for most powerful cards of all time. Like, so it has 130 HP on a basic. For its ability lets you discard a basic energy, or just discard an energy rather. You discard an energy from your hand to draw 2 cards once per turn. So that's really good. And then its attack is 2 water and a colorless for discard 2 energy and deal 90 to 2 things. Overall, very, 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 very good card, but... Oh, did my opponent skill issue the Misty? Unlucky. You hate to see it as an opponent fan. You rolled 6 heads on Blastoise EX? That's how to do it. That, you know, that's what I should be doing, honestly. I don't know what I'm up to. I could be out there rolling 6 heads on Misty, but instead I'm out here rolling no heads every time. Radiant Greninja is just cracked. I know it's like one of the best cards I think ever printed as far as Pokemon. Like if we don't talk about trainers, we're just talking about Pokemon. I think it's got to be. I don't know, where would I put it? Probably top 10 Pokemon ever. I don't know that I want to waste a Misty on a Greninja, so I'm not gonna. It's no mom's kindness, that's for sure. That's true, yeah. It's no mom's kindness. You know, mom's kindness is broken in this game. So mom's kindness was a supporter that was. It's Professor's research in this game. So a supporter that just draws 2 cards, right? Which is awful by paper TCG standards. You know what else is awful is my opponent's Misty skill. They're terrible. They're as bad at it as I am. But you put Mom's Kindness in this game, which supporter draws 2 cards, and it's cracked. It's so good. Look, so this exact effect in the TCG, like this exact card ported over, is awful. Draw 3 cards isn't good. I'm not sure I would always play draw 4 cards, but draw 4 cards is probably good enough most of the time. But can we get the Star Me? If we get Star Me, we Star Win, right? Oh. We also won with a Greninja. No, we didn't. That's not math. Yes, it is. It's absolutely math. We won if we got the other Greninja. We get attack with this Greninja, and then also lose our Staryu on the bench. We'll make him have the Sabrina to get their double knockout. How about that? Oh, see you later, opponent. Yeah, so overall, I think the Greninja is okay, but it's definitely not worth it over just running the regular basic and stage 1 line. And that's enough out of me. I will be back to stream more on Sunday. TBD whether it's just Pocket or both Pocket and Hearthstone. I'll figure that out later. We should find the perfect person to raid. Who's the perfect person to raid? Oh, Agile is playing Pocket? That's funny. I'll raid him. I've never had an opportunity to do that before. I mean, I guess I could have, but it's weird raiding him with a Hearthstone stream. Always makes me refresh now to like see my raid ticker. It's weird. Miss you guys. See you next time.